dog tank.
Bernie Burns.
Jeff Ramsey.
Gus Cirola.
Joel Heyman.
Okay, what shall we talk about today?
A robotic doodle jump playing arm.
Headlight fluid.
Some video game stuff.
Alcohol.
Robotic doodle jump playing arm. I don't even remember saying
I
that.
love the obscure stuff. I remember that one. I was talking about the world record of doodle jump.
Just a
and how
list
it-
of
it
everything that's
can't
going to be
have-
covered on the podcast.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that was done by a human. Somebody probably made a robot arm to do it properly for him.
Robot arm, no.
You yelled at me, Gus. for that
Yeah, a
comment.
robotic doodle jump playing arm. I totally get the context now. So, welcome everyone.
I also have no memory of it. But Gus, why do you keep picking theme songs that introduce the cast of the show, and it's the completely wrong cast?
Every theme song
I'm Joel
introduces the
Heyman.
cast.
Hello.
Pick a newer theme song. It's not that fucking hard.
Yeah, it is. There's so many in there.
No. Look, I'm gonna break this down for you. This is an OCD thing. You can't skip podcasts
No,
you have.
I can't. The
You
problem
have
is
to go in order.
They all have casts. It doesn't matter if it's a newer theme song. It still has a fucking cast on it.
Yeah, but it would have the right cast.
No, it won't. They
Wait.
never do.
There's so many
they
different
never
people.
do.
You're telling me somebody who turned in a theme song last week. Where was that theme song turned in?
Oh, fuck if I
No,
know.
look it up. I demand it. Look at the file.
I can't.
Get the date on the file.
The date on the file, is it that easy? I can't look it up.
This is our tech guy.
Right click and get info, guys.
I just created the file. I just pulled it out of my email. Let's see what it says.
Is that how that works?
It was submitted September 4th, 2012.
Whoa.
September 4th.
Oh, look at that. Who's a fucking idiot now? You guys!
September 4th, 2012?
Yeah.
Who
That was
submitted
really
it?
soon.
That's not when it was submitted. That's when I pulled it out of my email.
Oh, I see.
That's when the file was fucking created, you morons! The file was created the day I pulled it from the email.
You just said submitted!
When was
No,
the
it says the
email-
word submitted!
When was the
Making
email
fun of you.
sent?
He was making fun of you because
I
it
know.
obviously wasn't submitted then.
Yes.
You want a grape?
Yeah, I want to feed me with
When
grape.
was the email sent?
I
That could
don't
probably
know.
be
I don't
better.
have an email on this laptop. My email's over there.
I want everyone to hear the sound of my grape.
So, that was delicious.
delicious.
You have the crunchiest grape.
I do. So, Gavin, I eat grapes like as a little snack, mid-morning snack, usually every morning, and I give Gavin one grape.
When were those grapes created?
He's like a month. There's a date on the package, motherfucker.
Circa
They're
98.
best by 9/16. So that at least gives me a 2-week
So they
range.
were Best Buy yesterday.
Yeah. Now they're only okay. Imagine how good that would have sounded yesterday
Yeah.
at 9/16.
Fresh grape.
Grapes are in season and they're fucking awesome right now.
Are they?
I've been eating grapes
Do you know
like a
anyone who
fucking
does
maniac.
like a nice grape? Like people like grapes.
Jack
like they're just,
Patil.
People like grapes. I want to see that as a shirt. I want to picture Gavin's face and just, people like grapes.
I want to see that in a
No,
theme tune.
I want to see you looking at yourself in the mirror, thinking about stuff, and the thought bubble is, people like grapes.
The best part is, he would put that shirt on, he would walk down the street, someone would walk up to him and go, yeah, everybody likes grapes.
It's
you
true.
cunt. Call him out for it. Hey, we have a special guest on the podcast today.
Who's our special guest?
Lindsay, who we talk to every single week on the podcast, but
Hello.
it doesn't make it into the podcast.
Nope.
Because Lindsay edits the podcast, and we would say, Lindsay, cut
I
that
like-
stupid
Normally we
thing.
say embarrassing or awful things. We're like, Lindsay, cut that.
I like the secret messages that I get left in the podcast. I'm like, oh, that's going to be cut, but I know about it.
We should have like a noise that we make to signal it, like a fog or like a
dolphin noise.
"Ooh."
That's what a dolphin does?
Yes, they laugh like children.
As they take LSD and then get hand jobs. Still my favorite Rooster Teeth animated adventure of all time is the LSD Dolphins.
I like last week's. I was impressed how Jordan got around drawing my actual penis. And he gave me quite a flattering sensor bar.
He
And
really
It was
did.
very
Thanks
long.
for that, Jordan.
It took up the whole screen.
Yeah.
It's
Fill the frame, as they
impressive.
say.
It's not like Joel with the horizontal censored bar every time he's naked for some reason.
It's smart. It's smart because Gavin has a good marketing campaign going. Because every time he represents his penis in conversation, which is remarkably often that he does that, he always uses
yeah.
two. He always uses two fingers. And I've noticed it, and Jordan, who makes the Rooster Teeth animated adventures, he also noticed that you use two fingers. And subliminally, that got in his head, so
Yeah.
he gives you this enormous sensor bar where you're.
I'm gonna
represent
up
both.
it.
2 fingers.
3 fingers.
Holy
But
shit.
see, that's
Nah.
too wide. There's no penis. That wouldn't work.
Oh, you want to see?
Whoa. Have you heard of Ron Jeremy?
I'll show you something.
Then you're
Does
sort of-
Ron Jeremy actually have a big penis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Isn't
does.
it like
They-
13 inches or
they've
something?
done,
Fucking
really?
nuts?
They've
Yeah.
done molds of his penis for, sex toys and stuff. And it's a stonker.
It's a what? Did you make that up?
Stonker.
Stonker. It's stonking.
have
Is
another
it
that
because
up.
the girls
Okay,
left
okay.
stonk
I get bonus
afterwards?
grade for that.
I don't think I've ever seen.
I'm gonna give you grape every time you say a stupid word.
I've never seen Ron Jeremy naked. I've never seen a porn with Ron Jeremy.
I haven't
He's
either.
kind of
What did you do? Catch his tours Hamlet? Where did you see Ron Jeremy that he wasn't naked? I've never seen John Jeremy in clothes.
I've only ever seen him like I've only ever seen John Jeremy fully clothed.
That's
John Jeremy Jingleheimer Schmidt.
I've never. Where would you see him in clothes?
Like in pictures online.
I've only seen him on interviews or like
Yeah.
in a documentary or something, talking about like dick stuff.
Dick stuff.
Doing
Well,
his thing.
Your guys' brains are a lot better off than mine.
He looks kind of like a real life Mario, actually.
He does.
He's very similar.
Like-
Has he ever dressed as
But then
Mario?
I think about Mario having sex, and that just doesn't happen.
Why don't we do an
Ugh.
episode of Immersion with him dressed as Mario,
With Ron Jeremy dressed as Mario?
but with his John Thomas out?
That would not be the
Take that,
approved
Goomba.
version.
What exactly would we be testing with Ron Jeremy dressed as Mario with his John Thomas
Just get him to
out?
jump over some barrels and see if he bangs his knob on it.
Instead of the raccoon tail that makes him fly, it's his dick flopping around like a helicopter.
Wow.
Welcome to the podcast, Lindsay.
Wow.
Lindsay,
Way to go. You went right for it.
I'm being creative.
If I had a grape, I'd give you one.
So Lindsay,
Hey, Lindsay, cut that.
you've been working too much, Lindsay.
Oh.
We haven't had any swims for a long time.
No swimmies. No
Because
lunch and
you've
swims.
been-
In which we'll totally invite Gus next time.
What have you been working on? Have you been working on the box set or
Yes.
something? Yeah.
Well, Brandon and Chris have been working very, very hard, and they never sleep. So kudos to Brandon and Chris who are not here.
Nah.
But we have all been working pretty hard to get them out. So hopefully we will be getting those out and done soon. Yay.
I was talking to Matt about this the other day. Even though I work at this company, I am so excited to have the Blu-ray box set of RVB.
It's looking pretty
I
sleek.
can't wait for it to come out. Even though I could go and watch all the
As,
stuff.
as an employee, you'll get 5% off of the retail
was
price
gonna
of
say,
the
That's
box set.
badass.
I'm excited to have you purchase it as the owner of the company. Man, I can't believe that. We have a 14-disc box set coming out.
Yeah, it's
We have
huge.
two 14-disc box sets coming out.
But there's a lot of awesome extra content
DVD and
that
Blu-ray.
no one's seen
So is the
before.
Blu-ray?
That is correct. We didn't make a full extra 10 years of content.
DVD version, Blu-ray version.
Red versus Blue 2.
Was it all shot 1080 then? All the high def stuff?
What?
Was
Yeah.
RVB shot?
Yes.
I thought it was
Yes.
720.
From what we did for upresing the season 1 through 5, I'll have to double check my facts here, but I
But
believe-
season 5 was shot HD at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But it wasn't. It was 720.
that is correct. That is correct. So the stuff we shot native high def in Halo 2 is 720.
So will it be that the stuff in Halo 1 is higher res than the stuff shot afterwards?
It's all mastered the same, so it should be good. And then the different seasons after that with Halo 3, everything from Reconstruction on is all high def. But this is actually the first time that we've ever offered a high def home video product besides the stuff we have for download on iTunes.
Yeah,
It's
before
weird.
it was all digital.
Well, the high def stuff was
Right.
digital. Yeah, but like DVDs, you don't think of them as standard def because it looks better than standard
I
def.
can't watch DVD anymore.
Really?
I've got such a big TV that it just sucks.
Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. It's like the one thing he bought when he moved to the US is he bought a big TV.
yeah.
That's what Michael did. He made fun of me for my small one I had from college. And now he has this giant ass TV where he plays. It made me dizzy. We played Skyrim on there, and I almost threw up. I like my small TV.
You can walk into a store and buy a giant TV for pretty cheap now.
It's true.
Yeah,
If you don't care what brand
It
you
took
get, if you
2
go in, you're like,
seconds, too.
what's on sale right now?
that's exactly what happened. The salesman was like, "Are you sure you don't want this? It's a little bit bigger for a little bit more." And
You
we're
could
like,
buy it.
"All right, sweet, see ya."
You get a 65-inch Dynex. Just look like.
Well, I did that yesterday. I went out and bought a 39-inch Insignia. I'd never heard of that before.
the Ron Jeremy insignia?
Yeah, there we go. Didn't have any covering. Didn't have a box on it.
But I did. I went into Best Buy and I was like, I want to buy the biggest TV I can find here, and it was like $8,000. So I thought, well, maybe not.
yeah, maybe we
Bought
don't
one
do
slightly
that.
smaller.
Hey, Jack
What's
joined us.
up, internet?
Check attack.
Get up on that bitch.
Hi. Oh, am I too quiet?
Jack
Oh,
is
God.
joining us a little bit late because he was producing. Jack pressed the microphone. Jack was
Beard
producing
says no.
content for Achievement Hunter.
Yes, I was filming Awu over there.
You
so.
okay, Jack? You look a little tired.
Dude, I'm fucking exhausted.
When
I don't know.
are you
I don't know
not
why I've been
tired?
so
What
tired.
happened?
Achievement Hunter, you guys are up to you guys make content every day of the week now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty nuts. That we work a 5-day week and bust our ass. I'm responsible for 4 shows now, man.
That's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
That is
It's
unbelievable.
what's keeping you away from Australia.
Dude, well, Halo's keeping me away from Australia.
You know what? Don't rub that in. Don't rub that in,
Dude,
because he's bitter about it.
I really wanted to go to Australia.
You get to play Halo 4.
Yeah, I get to play
Yeah.
Halo 4.
Yeah, if only they were going to release that in Australia.
Yeah.
You can play it there.
If only I could play Horse and Fails in Halo 4
You know,
in
I hate to
Australia.
be the guy that points this out. Actually, no, I actually like to be the guy that points this
Yeah.
out. You know, if you were going to go to Australia, the conventions are on the weekend. The game comes out on a Tuesday.
But the thing is, I would be out there. I have to leave like on either Tuesday or Wednesday
he
to
would
get
be-
down there.
you would be in the air when it was out.
Yeah.
Like when you land like the 2 days after you take off. So
Yeah.
that would be the window.
Or to get the videos done, you could just extend in Australia. Wow, that's a horrifying solution that's going to keep you up tonight, buddy. So
What?
you could just stay in Australia for another 4 days and get your videos done and then fly.
Wait, what? No, I'll be leaving when the game's coming out.
You
I'll be leaving.
dumbass. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm
you can extend your plane ticket so you're not in the air. You have to stay in Australia longer because you have to get your Halo 4 videos
He
done.
means go there earlier. That's what he means by extend.
okay,
He doesn't
okay.
mean stay
I
longer.
was so confused.
No, it does mean stay longer.
But you arrive earlier. It's at the front end of the trip, not the back end. September 4th.
September
I thought it was September 6th.
That's my birthday.
Oh, no. Wait,
That's
what?
the final date.
September
That's gonna be my rally
it's
crack
not.
on that one.
It was wrong.
It was an earlier joke.
It was
okay.
September 24th, actually.
That's November
November
6th.
Remember to not forget.
Was it September 4th or September 24th? Because that would be in the future.
Oh,
September 24th.
Bernie's going to drop peanut
in
butter on his
the future.
laptop.
I'm good. You want a grape?
Man,
Apples
my
and peanut
fucking
butter.
laptop died the other day. I'm so pissed off about it.
You give everyone grapes.
And-
Sorry,
Whoa.
And like I have so much email that since I restored it and I had to launch mail for the first time with this fresh installation and restore, I have so much email that I tried to launch it before I went to bed last night, and I woke up this morning and it said I still had 4 hours to go before I could open my email program.
Jesus.
Sucks.
Why do you do that? I at the end of every year, and now maybe like twice a year in the middle, I just get rid of all my email.
What I do is I catalog it into a folder, but it's on the server still.
What do you mean get rid of? You delete email.
I archive it.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I archive it into another like
Like a local folder.
offsite. Is that the right word to say? I don't know. Like
Offline.
a local folder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Offline, yeah.
Yeah, I archive mine, but they're still
No.
in our data center.
Don't do it.
Delete.
I need to start deleting them. I
No
have
way.
every email ever.
I have
like-
everything I've ever had. Like my entire digital life is still in my possession. I'm proud of it.
Well, no, it's
Is it
good
in
for
the
you, but
cloud?
doesn't it slow you down?
No, I mean,
Weren't
it's
you one
not-
of the people who complained about Mail when they updated it with
Oh,
the,
yeah.
new, the new
Sucks.
OS?
Sucks.
See, there
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
awful.
I did what you said though. I got rid of some. I moved some stuff, and it works fine now.
So I started playing Skyrim, and I was talking to Michael about
Did you
it.
play the
dude.
DLC?
Yeah, it's a good game.
It's a really good game.
I'm way behind, obviously, but Michael was telling me he was playing the DLC for some Achievement Hunter videos.
Okay.
What
Was
came
it
out? What's
Hearth-
it? What's it?
Dawn Guard.
Hearthfire was
Oh,
the
Hearthfire.
Dawn Guard and Hearthfire is the newest one where you like build a house and shit.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
Sims.
They did a really
interesting.
bizarre trailer for that. It was like it sounded like Microsoft releasing a new product. By the way, they were. Did you see that trailer?
No, I didn't.
No, it was weird.
For what?
For that, what's it called?
Earthfire.
The way you
Yeah.
described
Hearthfire.
it, though, makes it feel like I've
It's
seen
nowhere
it. though.
near as epic as the actual game.
It was just like a dude.
original
It was
story.
like instead of like an epic trailer that they usually do for Skyrim, it was just a dude talking. He's like, "Now you can do this. You can also do all this stuff." And it's like this doesn't feel anything like
You
Skyrim.
can adopt a child, Gavin. Isn't that
Can you
exciting?
really get a kid?
Yes. You can go. Well, you go in, and the way you do it is you have to have a house, but you can kind of trick them to like, oh, what do? You're like, I'm the fucking Dragonborn, bitch, and she's like, oh, okay, here, have a kid, and then you can kind of like loop around. And you're like, do what I want, so you can have as many kids as you want.
So what's the point of having a kid in
You get an
Skyrim?
achievement. Like, you literally get an achievement. It's called the Proud Parent Achievement.
That's
So-
it? Like, do they serve any practical purpose?
No, they
Do-
clean,
like
they stay at
when you're
home.
running away from a dragon, do you like just run a little faster than the kid?
You trip the kid and run.
I don't like it when they put out DLC that like adds these new features, but without really missions and stuff. So it just feels like they've tacked this on. But I'm not gonna. I mean, if it was during the game while I was playing the mission, I might like dive into that. But I'm not gonna go and play the game just to like piss about with a house and have a kid. It feels like a waste.
It might be fun if you're done with it. The main storyline. Like,
It's
we're
not one of the
finished.
existing kids in the world, right? It's a totally new kid that's
I
added
think
to
so.
the
I think you
DLC.
can, yeah, I think you can go into an orphanage and
Yeah,
like.
it's like an orphanage.
I don't want to go
where
into details, but all the kids in my world are dead already. So, like, you want to play tag?
You're it.
I saw
You run, get a head start. You're not going to tag you with my arrow.
Michael made a really funny video showing it off where he walked into the orphanage and he talks to this girl and he's like, "You're going to adopt me? Thank you, thank you, thank you." And then the option is yes or no, actually, sorry, I'm not going to. So he's like, no. And she's like, "Oh,
That's okay.
well, thanks anyway then."
Thanks. Anyway.
Have you joined any of the guilds, Bernie? Like the Thieves Guild or the
Well,
Shield Brothers?
So I just started playing, and I recommend that if you ever play any kind of like leveling based game, that you don't watch somebody play it who's at the DLC level and has like a level whatever character, like level 60 or 80 or
I
whatever
don't even
he's
know.
got.
I think we're like 72 or something like
He's
that.
like walking around dragging shows up, boop, and kills him with one arrow. I'm like, what the hell?
Michael was
Those
armor
Daedric
is
arrows.
like, yeah, I don't think he can be killed at this point.
Can I make a recommendation? I've been talking about this for a while. Can I make a recommendation for a new Achievement Hunter show?
You can. We probably won't take it.
Not
but go
that you
for
don't
it.
already have enough of them anyway.
Yeah.
But something I've always want is a non-spoiler primer for a game. Like, I'm going to sit down to play Skyrim. I just want to know, before you start this game, you should know this.
Like
we're
game
actually
controls,
we're,
or-
we're talking about doing something with Assassin's Creed where we're going to go over the previous 4 games before Assassin's Creed 3 comes out. Sort of like a history of Assassin's Creed.
I'm not even talking from...
Yeah, you're just talking about achievements you need to know about,
Yes.
so you don't miss them on the way.
Like don't pick up feathers. That'd be good for Assassin's Creed. Don't ever pick up a feather.
Yeah, wait till the end and go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another good one for the first Assassin's Creed would be talk to this bitch every time you see her.
Right.
Otherwise, you have to play the entire campaign again. It's the one achievement I don't have.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Just
But
like...
it's kind of like the This Is. It could just.
Whoa,
Gavin's God. Oh my God.
You had a massive reverb there somehow.
that was really weird.
Bow down, bitches.
It's bad.
Gus is freaking
Something's got
out.
to be wrong on the board. Then.
It's actually just probably coming through our mics on a slight delay.
That's weird. Don't do that anymore. Don't yell too loud.
Can I... Okay, go ahead.
I want to talk about like Skyrim is now an on-demand game.
Okay. I actually have it on disc, and I bought it on demand just because I didn't want to change this.
It is. I've got a UK account. I went to because I saw that you had it downloaded. So I was like, I don't own it. I'm going to buy it. £49.99 in pounds.
Ooh, what?
That's more expensive than when you go and buy the disc.
Yeah,
It's
but it's
like £10.
convenient. Then you don't have to get on the.
No,
it's
he's
like,
got a point.
The game's been out ages. It's been out over a year at this point.
You can't do that, guys. You cannot.
It's got to
and
be cheaper than the disc.
Also, you would think the games on demand, which is the Xbox service for downloading games, you think a big thing they would be trying to do would be compete price wise with used games because they don't come out games on demand day one, which I wish they did because I would buy every freaking
I
game.
absolutely would.
Yeah,
as well.
totally.
But yeah, it's like how much is it? It's like $60, isn't it? For
What?
you to do it, but it was like £50 for me.
Jeez.
I think it might have been $49.99 for me as well. I think.
£50 is $81. I'm not going to download
No.
an $81 game that's a year
No.
old. And I just buy it on eBay for a tenner.
At what point do you think like all games are going to be available online the same day as
I
in
hope
store?
Next
so.
generation.
Next gen?
Not the next one. It'll be the one after. I think.
Oh man, I think
Really?
I think they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they still have too many publisher and like retail deals and partners.
I still don't see why DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs are made. Period. I think we should just make everything download online. That'd be way
Spent
more
the last
awesome.
2 weeks of her life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And this is
I
why.
do like watching a Blu-ray because, like, I stream a lot of stuff, right? Like through Netflix or Hulu or whatever.
I'm with you
When
on
you
that.
put the Blu-ray in, it looks so much better.
Yeah.
Like when you're streaming something, it looks good.
Yeah, it does.
But then when you put the disc in, you're like, oh my god, this looks
I guess maybe
a
it's just me, I
billion
can't
times
tell.
better.
The data rate is usually like 10 or 20 times higher than
Yeah.
streaming. You can tell. As
There's
well.
also nothing worse. Like I was watching the In-Betweeners on Netflix streaming. It's like getting to a funny scene and then boop, it's like caching or whatever.
Or
like
it just
queuing.
drops the quality to the point where it looks like a mosaic.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I hate. Like when I'm
Pixelated.
downloading, like I'll be watching something streaming, then I'll start like downloading a game on Steam or something. And it's like, oh, there goes the quality.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
it doesn't let you buffer to the end of the show. Like, I wish there was a button where I could be like, pause now, and I'll come back to it in like 10 minutes. It doesn't. It buffers like the next minute.
it
and if
really
your
does that so
connection
you
drops-
can't like dump the data and then like
or just
keep
so
the file.
it doesn't use up the like your internet's bandwidth if you're not actually going to finish watching it. But I love the fact that you're watching the In-Betweeners. I've never.
gonna ask how it
I
is.
don't know
I've
anything
heard
about
The
it's
it.
show
I've
is
seen it.
awesome. So the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. You should check it out.
You
The
should watch,
BBC version.
I don't like to say watch this because then I sound like Jack, like saying you should watch this. And
Hey, I did start Breaking Bad.
Don't
and it's pretty good.
start a fucking fight between the two of you.
fight.
Jack
You
has
started.
this gift where, like, you like to be the guy to introduce people to the
He's
show. You'd be
still
like,
going.
The reverb, yeah, he does have. You have a
Schwang.
godlike reverb.
Maybe it's
Okay.
my thing. But I don't want to be like that. But The In-Betweeners is a really funny British show. If you're into Brit humour and like just really vulgar language, you should watch The In-Betweeners. It's about some school kids and they get into stuff.
Is that the one where the one guy plays all the different parts?
No.
No.
Okay.
Are you
That's
thinking of
awesome.
Summer Heights High?
I am.
That's
No.
an Australian show, but that's really funny too.
I was way off the mark then.
It's
So
very good.
So anyway, In-Betweeners, you go check it out. The first 2 seasons are available on Netflix streaming, and then season 3 is not. And there's a movie that's also like
Yeah.
the
But
kind of
it's,
wraps it in.
it's like British style, so there's only 6 episodes per season. You
Is
can
it
be
like
done with
Little
it pretty
Britain
quick.
at all? Or
No, it's not a sketch show. It's like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, there's a US version on MTV right now that just
I've never
it's,
seen more dislikes in my life than the trailer to that.
it's terrible.
I fixed the reverb.
How'd you do it?
I fucking used the board and shit.
He turned down the reverb
audio
You're a
mixing.
man.
on the board. I gotta point out the fact that Gus was not with us last week, and We got more complaints last week about the volume of the show and the overall audio
I'll
quality
tell
of the
you
show.
why. There was 5 mics in that room, maybe 6. Not one of those mics was the same.
But
They
we
were
had
all-
an audio
Yeah, that's
engineer.
what I was gonna say. Like, I see so many complaints about the audio levels. Like, you were at a studio, you had a fucking dude whose job is to use microphones and use a board.
Now, I
Make
do
it
wanna-
sound
Was
good.
he not monitoring?
I do want to point out that the studio that we were in was a little rough.
It was
around the
pretty
edges.
ghetto.
It was a little rough around the
And it
edges.
smelled like a school library that had been locked for 50 years.
Oh, I know
imagine,
exactly
like,
what that smells like.
That's a good smell, though.
No, I can
That's what we said
imagine
while
that.
we were there too.
It smelled like,
Like
stale
old
air and
books and
stale
sadness.
books and like an old fart or something in the corner.
An old fart that got sealed.
Yeah, someone farted in a book and then like they opened it 50 years later.
Sounds like a Harry Potter
I know
thing.
exactly the smell you're talking
Harry
about now.
Potter and the Prisoner's Fart.
That is so descriptive and perfect.
So how was Los Angeles? You
It's
guys-
good to have you back, though, guys. It's good to have you back.
Thank you.
So how was LA?
It was good.
I also didn't like leading the podcast. I've determined I don't like that anymore. I like just like looking at stories and talking about stories and
The thing is, I don't feel like I lead. I guess I push people away from topics every now and then, but it's not.
No, you keep people moving. Like you move the topics along.
I don't know. I feel like I don't do anything. I read the comments like, "Where's Gus?" I was like, "It doesn't matter."
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the podcast is we're always just cycling people in and out and getting different.
I guess so, but
different
you're still
views
like
and
the, you're still
different
like the
stuff.
lead of it, you know.
Tag
guess.
teaming.
all I know is the dumb motherfuckers that listen to this podcast and complain to us about our science discussions and and then give us information that's wrong to correct us. It makes me want to talk about science every week because I hate those fucking
I
people
still say
so much.
the sun is more than 400 times larger than the moon.
We weren't talking about the volume of
Okay.
the sun. We're talking about
Anyway.
the size of the sun, where the behind it doesn't matter.
What?
Okay. Anyway,
The volume and the
You-
size.
but
You know what'll help with science discussions and concentrating?
What's that?
It's Alpha Brain. Sponsoring this week's podcast.
there you go.
See, that's
Their
what I
flagship.
need.
I've actually
Alpha
been
Brain.
not taking it for like I've been out of the office for the past week and a half or so. I'm just back here to record the podcast now, and I have not been taking it because I gave some to Jack. I gave my bottle to Jack, and like I woke
Your
up, I've been
supply.
waking up like, God, I really wish I had some.
No more
Like,
dreams.
Yeah, I don't have the dreams. I don't feel as rested.
Just normal sleep.
I'm sorry, I
It's
didn't realize that
boring.
was your stash. I would have let you have it.
Yeah. So
Have you been dreaming, Jack?
I've had a few dreams, like nothing too crazy. Like I had a dream where everyone was silver. like
We're
everyone was
like Capri Sun people.
like silver surfer style.
That's
Wait,
awesome.
is it like they were dressed as Green Man but in silver?
No, it was like everyone like their body consisted of silver.
Like the Capri Sun commercials.
And like, and then I had another dream where I actually fell asleep in my dream. Like I dreamt I was
That's pretty
That's how you
fucking
know you're
cool.
tired.
like I dreamt I was in a bed, like going to bed in my dream.
Has anyone else
never-
ever had that?
Never.
I've had dreams before where I wake up,
Yeah.
but I'm still dreaming.
I dream I wake up before,
and
yeah.
then like I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank God that nightmare's over. But like it's like another sub nightmare that's still going on.
And then you turn over and Esther's like a fly. You're like, ah!
Yeah, but it's like it's still going. And then you wake up and you're like, oh my God, am I really awake this time? You've never had that?
Yeah, well, I've had that, but I like wake up and do mundane shit, like get ready for school and then go to school, and I'm in the middle of first period. Then I wake up, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get up and get ready again. I just did that.
Ricky Gervais was once talking about anxiety. Like he used to get really bad anxiety dreams where, you know, he'd be like out and about, like he had to do something really important, and then all of a sudden he'd be like naked or something. He'd be like, oh my God. But he said he got to the point where he was so laid back that he dreamt about doing some signing or something, and all of a sudden he looked down and he was like, oh my God, I've got no shoes on and I'm walking through town. And in his dream he was just like, I don't care. Why was it? So like his brain is trying to make him nervous, but it's just not working.
That's pretty sweet.
Fighting his own brain.
But
But
have you ever-
I've never had a dream where I fell asleep in a dream.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like where I laid down in bed and go to
I
sleep.
would love
Oh, that is weird.
a
Yeah,
dream within
it
a
was
dream.
weird.
Because
Waking up is
always-
one thing.
I'm
So
just
wait, did you
exhausted.
like go through your ritual? Did you like brush your teeth in your dream? And then you're
Like
like,
I don't know, it's you know sort of hazy, but I remember getting into bed and like getting under the covers and like curling up and ready to go to bed.
So that is
that's all I
Inception
remember.
then, isn't it? Dreamception.
I may have gone to sleep in my dream and woken up in real life. Like that's the trippy thing.
was there a
Yeah.
machine? You pushed a button? and-
yeah.
What if you went to bed and then dreamed that you were laying in bed awake and you couldn't get any sleep? Would you wake up exhausted?
Oh,
man.
that's fucked up.
What? So
You
you're
blew
trying
my
to get to
mind.
sleep, but you can't
You
in your
dream
dream.
that
In your
can't
dream,
sleep.
like you're sleeping just fine in real life, but in your dream you can't get to sleep.
That's like waking up tired from nightmares. I'll wake up like stressed if I have nightmares where I'm running from something, but I can't
Yeah.
run because I'm dreaming. So I move like molasses, and then when I wake up, I'm like, okay, it's gone.
Lindsay, let me tell you about this phenomenon I think every man has dealt with in the world, which is when your significant other, female significant other, wakes up and is mad at you
Because
of something you did in a dream. Have you dealt with this? Everybody dealt with this?
Yeah.
I've
Oh
dealt
God,
with
yeah.
I can't deal with that. I have no patience for that.
Yeah, I get.
I just be like, shut up, shut up, and then they get mad at me for real life.
Yeah,
Like,
then I get legitimately angry. He's like, "What the fuck? I didn't do anything."
I've been on the flip side where it's what someone I was dating was like, I dreamt that you cheated on me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Let me read your
Alright.
phone. Let me check your messages. Have you ever had a full-on lucid dream where you figure out that it's a dream?
Yes.
I've
I
not.
had it once, and I was walking like it was a big. Oh,
That
Jesus
was
Christ.
me, and I'm sorry.
But I was like walking down the city, and all of a sudden, it's not like I noticed anything out of place, but it's like I just figured out. I was like, well, I'm not here. This is a dream. And I actually had the ability to just like mess with stuff. Like I could.
That's
all of a sudden,
cool.
it was like when Neo realizes he's the one.
Could you
know?
fly?
He can fly. Yeah, I was like walking upside down, like just like jumping like between buildings, leaping. I was like smacking people in the face. I turned into a psycho. I woke up worried. I was like,
Freedom!
wow. I get superpowers and I start murdering people. I'm like punching cars. And
That's what you do in video games, right?
Yeah, I basically made it a video game. Ooh,
Grand
that's
Theft Auto
scary.
Dream Edition.
Yeah, jeez.
That is
It
terrifying.
was
that-
awesome though. It was a really good dream, and I was genuinely annoyed when I woke up. I was upset. I was like, I'm never going to be able to have that again.
Yeah. So, like, if you were given supreme power, you would probably just turn into a psycho.
I don't think I would in real life. I think it's because I knew it was a dream. There were no repercussions.
It was
if I
all a
suddenly,
dream.
if I suddenly like appeared in that situation in real life, and knowing that I'd just done that, I'd be like mortified.
You know what's always bugged me about that, about like having superpowers and like wanting to take over the world and kill people and all that stuff, is that like it seems like there's a 50-50 shot there, right? That
Yeah.
somebody gets a superpower and they become either supervillain or a superhero, right? Well, the thing that always bugged me, even as a kid, is that superheroes are under an enormous amount of stress because superheroes have to be perfect. A supervillain only has to destroy the world once, and that's it. It's locked in.
It's like,
Oh, that's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah.
succeed once. Superheroes are like a.
They have to be like the
Constantly.
Harlem Globetrotters.
exactly.
General
Those
Sega.
fuckers are everywhere.
Actually, did you ever see Megamind?
Yes.
They kind of deal with that a little bit. Where,
was a really good
that's
movie,
actually a
actually.
surprisingly
Yeah.
good movie. But
I
yeah,
love Tina
actually,
Fey.
speaking of movies, did you see? I think Project X. Is that what it was? Or
Oh, man.
Or
That's
what was
nuts.
the one? Or no, Chronicle. Excuse me, Chronicle.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Project X is about a giant party.
Yeah, that's right. But they came out. They were both like that sort of like found
Oh,
footage
yeah,
type
the
movies. So.
Cloverfield
Like
field.
Chronicle.
I thought
Yeah.
Project X was a Matthew Broderick movie with monkeys in it.
That's also Project X,
Oh,
isn't
is
it?
it?
What?
Okay.
No,
No.
Project X is that giant. It's supposed to be like super bad. It's a
No,
bunch of,
I know
yeah.
I know the one you're talking
Oh,
about,
I'm
but there's
sorry, the
another
same
Matthew
name?
Broderick, Apple Virgil, Apple, right?
They should-
Yeah, the Air Force is teaching the monkeys to fly the planes and drop bombs. You don't remember this movie?
Also a party.
No.
And then
That's
like
awesome.
Matthew Broderick's one of the Apple. Thank you.
I gave us Apple.
And then like Matthew Broderick's one of the trainers. They like train monkeys to fly these little simulated like missions to drop nuclear weapons. You've never seen this movie.
That sounds
That's-
awesome.
They
And
should
then,
just
and then
rename
like
it.
they can communicate with sign language, and that's the thing. He always says like Apple Virgil, Apple.
Nice.
That sounds
Cool.
Well, no,
Project 10.
no, I was thinking of Chronicle though, because in Chronicles they deal with the same thing. It's like three guys end up where they can just like control
I thought
everything.
That movie was
poo-poo.
yeah, it kind of
It was pretty rough.
They
but
really like rammed it down your throat that
It
it's
was
meant to be
cool
shot
at
from
the
a camera.
beginning.
Yeah.
Like the build up was cool, but then I guess the end was like, really? Okay.
Yeah, I got
And everyone's a
All
prick in that movie. You don't like anyone.
Yeah, no one has redeeming qualities.
What got really annoying was how they have to establish how the camera's there every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You
So
see,
there-
like,
there's a
oh,
girl-
you got that new camera.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that
It's-
camera right there.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's been out long enough, right? Like when he's floating in there and he's got like 60 around him. Like what the
Yeah, we're
fuck?
like 20 minutes in. It's like, we get it. You can show a camera from another view if you want. You have that freedom. You don't have to. God, annoying.
yeah.
Was
The
there any slow-mo
apex
in that movie?
predator.
I don't think so. I think the movie was shot like on fucking like little Canon power shot cameras.
I think that's the story of Carrie. Carrie's gonna go crazy when
Probably.
they kill us all.
Now, what movies are coming out this fall? Like, I mean, I know
Is Dredge come out yet?
Looper's coming out, which I'm really, really excited
Is
about.
that Lincoln coming out?
Is that this year?
Dude, I'll tell you what looks really awesome, which I want to go see,
think it
is The Master.
Yeah, I saw a trailer
Oh,
for
yeah.
that for the first time. I think over this past weekend.
It looks badass, dude.
That's the P.T. Anderson movie.
Paul Thomas Anderson. Yep, the guy who did Boogie Nights and
Oh,
Magnolia.
I didn't realize it was
There Will
him.
Be Blood.
Makes a lot of
PTA.
sense.
I love Boogie Nights.
What's it about? Like I couldn't even.
Boogie Nights is fucking
It's,
awesome.
it's about
John
it's
C.
about
Reilly's
Scientology,
best.
basically.
Is it?
It's about a guy who invents a religion, pretty
Oh,
much. And
like
it-
I can't tell anything based on that trailer. It just looks good. I'm like, oh, I want to see that.
yeah.
But it's really weird because it's one of these movies that has an old school release method where it's in select cities.
Yeah.
And it actually came through Austin already and is gone.
Really?
And it'll probably come back, but there's really no word of. I can't find out word it's coming back to Austin.
Well,
You
this-
know, I like when movies release in select cities. I feel, I don't know, like that's kind of cool. The thing I don't like is when, like, I'm looking through Zune, it's like, see it now before the theaters. And so I'm like, oh, nope, I know I'm going to skip you.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah,
If
anytime I see a movie, it's like, see it now before it hits the theater. It's like, okay, this movie's not any
Might not
good.
be doing so
Well,
well.
it came through Austin, and actually, P.T. Anderson was here with it. Like, they showed it at the
Really?
Draft House, and he showed up. And I think they shot it on 70 millimeter or something. Like, that's a big
Wow.
deal now. Is they shot it
Why
on.
is that a big deal
I don't
now,
know. That's
all
like
of
the
a sudden?
that's like the shit. It's like the
I-
shoot on 70.
I saw last week. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark in
yeah.
70 millimeter.
You did that?
Yeah, they had like a limited week-long
Was
run.
it at the Alamo? Or?
No, it's IMAX, but not at the Bob Bullock IMAX, at the Barton Creek IMAX
Well, that's the
experience.
only
I had tickets to go see that. Were we going to see that? What time did you go?
Like 2 p.m.
Sunday at 2 p.m.?
No, like last Friday.
Okay, when Sunday at 2 p.m.
You saw it also?
Yeah, because I have a fucking job.
I don't know if you saw it. Like I tweeted, like when I walked into the theater, then when I walked in like 20 minutes before the movie started, there were 2 people in the entire theater. I was like, awesome. So I went and I got the best seat I could, like right in the middle. I was like, this is gonna be great. Another dude walks in. He sits right in front of me. I mean, the theater's empty. There are 3 of us in the theater. One dude walks in and sits right in front of me. I tweeted a picture
That
of
was
his
the best
fucking fat head
picture.
blocking the screen. And people were tweeting, "You should just move it." I'm like, I was here first.
That's the worst.
I should have moved and sat in front of him.
Now it's a principle.
No, the thing like that happens to me at, like the Draft House, where you get there, you like wait in line for like 2 hours, you get there, you get your perfect seats, and then the people next to you leave that buffer seat, and then like it ends up happening on both sides, and then like before the movie starts, like, hey, do you guys mind sliding over and like you know
Yeah.
so we can have 2 seats together? It's like, fuck you, I was here first.
Yeah.
I waited 2 hours. I don't want to move now, and it's fucking frustrating because no one wants to sit next to you.
Have you ever been to the balcony seats on the Ritz?
You should
I
take a
don't like
bath.
I don't like sitting further away.
Oh,
Dude,
It's strange.
we went, didn't we?
They're the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a high up balcony. You got your own little enclosed area, and they have reclining couches, so they're super comfy. But they're a death trap because Michael and I went to see Batman again for the second time after we all went, and we were
Sounds
so
like you guys want to see Batman again.
Batman
Like, that
again.
sounds like a Batman title.
Batman again, the third one. You know what we're talking about. Anyways, but we were so tired that we ended up falling asleep on the comfy ass leather couches, and people made fun of us. But when you can, yeah, you know. But if you can afford it and everything, it's a little bit pricier, but I think it's the best.
Where
ever.
is this again?
At the Ritz downtown.
Oh yeah, the balcony.
That's a throwback. The original Alamo Draft House, the back row of seats was just couches.
Really?
Yeah.
And anyone can go and just
That's
sit. in
I
it.
so
love how
comfy.
you get there though. You have to like walk through the kitchens
It
and
feels
then
like a
through the
super
projection
tour.
room. It's
They
like
were pretty ratty couches back there.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, you did not want to get there too early or stay too late. Like you didn't want to be there when the house lights were on.
Yeah, I remember actually the very first time I ever went to an Alamo Draft House. I went to the original one downtown when I was in high school, and it was for Spike and Mike Sick and Twisted, and they sold out. But the guy, like, it was me and a friend outside. And the guy's like, "Well, I want to get you guys in, so come on in." And they gave us like 5-gallon buckets to sit on the side of the theater, and I
Yeah.
thought that was the coolest thing ever. It was, anyway, that was
Sitting on
my
the bucket.
introduction to the
I bet
Alamo
your
Draft
idea of
House.
customer service has changed dramatically in that time, though.
Hey, no, he went out of his way to get us in.
Now
That was
you
cool.
don't want to move down a seat.
Yeah.
But before a 5-gallon bucket in the
The
aisle.
bucket,
the
the
coolest
bucket gives
thing
you
ever.
freedom. You can sit wherever you want when you're on the
You
bucket.
just walk around. I sit right in front of Gus.
So, have you guys, since we're on the subject of Batman, or Batman came up, have you guys seen
that's another movie. Batman came up.
this? I'm coming up. Have you guys seen the new like set photos of RoboCop?
Oh my god,
No,
it looks
Robocop-
so terrible.
What do you think he looks like?
He looks like something out of Dread, actually.
I-
He
Or
looks to me
or
like a cross between Batman and Dread, the
Yeah.
new like armored Batman that
Yeah.
they're doing, that
Or
Kevlar Batman.
Or it's like a dull version of Iron Man. Like, he just doesn't
People
look
keep saying
good.
Iron Man. I do not see Iron Man in this at all.
Well, it's just like, it's so thin. Like, the
I've
original
not seen
RoboCop
it.
is so iconic, and it's just like, this just looks like... I
I'm
don't
looking
know.
it up. I have not seen these photos.
You also
yeah.
have to admit it was 80s iconic. I'm gonna try to find a bigger photo for you guys here. This one pulled up is kind of tiny. See, look there.
RoboCop.
there-
Who is
in the
he?
Google search, there's the actual RoboCop, and he looks so much better.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
that,
that
that,
looks-
that cool gray look. Actually, I
Kinda
think,
shitty.
I think Flash actually tweeted a
See
photo
this?
like a fan had colorized it
Here you go.
and made it look a lot better. So
He looks
yeah.
kind of like Catwoman, actually, from far away.
He looks like a cross between Judge Dredd and Batman to me.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it looks good on film, it'll be okay.
You know, that is true, Gavin. It's
I mean,
not
'cause
fair.
I've
It looks alright.
I've seen I've been on sets and seen props, and they just look like terrible.
That's how you felt about
But then-
Snow White and the Huntsman, right? You're like, looks like poop.
God, that
Well,
movie.
as long as his gun comes out of his leg, I'll be okay with
The
it.
best prop I've
like
ever
that,
seen.
that's the only thing that if that doesn't happen, then I'm going to be really pissed off.
Really, that's like your touchstone with RoboCop.
Yeah, that was always the thing because he
That
like,
was, as a kid, that's so cool.
yeah, like he would pull a gun out and spin it around, put it back in his leg. That was so fucking cool, man.
the best prop I've ever seen in real life. Do you remember Hot Fuzz?
Yeah,
There's some people die by they get decapitated in a car. And
Yeah,
their heads
yeah.
are on the ground. And I went over to the actual head and picked it up, and it was scaring me of how real it looked.
Oh,
and
really?
the fake blood was coming off of my hands. And I was like, And like the way the neck was severed, it looked like shredded neck. It was like,
Shredded neck.
It looked really good.
I didn't know you worked on Hot Fuzz.
Can I get a little
did.
extra shredded neck on my Sammy today?
Hot Fuzz was the first movie I worked on. We filmed the police station blow up.
Really?
At the end, it was like a model, probably the size of this table.
Oh, the explosion?
Yeah.
Okay. That, we can spoil that. That
They have
movie's
a
been out
little
for a few
town
years.
model too, where that dude gets his chin impaled.
Timothy Dalton gets
Yeah.
in the model village, gets it right up the chin.
Oh, that's right.
I saw a documentary on Netflix, I think yesterday, called Dirty Work, that followed like 3 people with what are considered undesirable jobs by society. And one of them was a dude who collects bull semen.
Oh, God.
The other one was a dude who pumps and cleans or clears septic tanks. And the other one was a dude who was a mortician, or he was how did he call it? Like a body artist or something like that.
It's like
Oh.
something esthetician.
The people
Yeah.
put makeup for the funerals, right?
Yeah.
And dress them?
Yeah. It was super graphic with that mortician guy.
Really?
Dude, I can't do that.
They showed
man.
him like doing the embalming process and
My friend's
does that
father
work?
owned a funeral
And-
home, and she did
and-
that in high school.
yeah, and then the guy who cleared the septic tanks was like super down to earth. He's like, yeah, some people turn their noses at me. You know, they
Shit
think they're better than
happens.
me, and that you know, they think my job's undesirable. But when they have a problem, who do they come crying to?
Sure, yeah. I appreciate people who do a job that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was really it was the kind of documentary I like where you don't ever hear the person shooting documentary. You never hear their voice.
The narrator?
It's
Yeah.
just about the subject, and they just talk the
I
entire
like
time.
that as well. There's some documentarian of shooter man. They always like try and make it
hate
about
that.
them as well. And
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
hate that.
shut up.
Michael Moore's that way. And so is Morgan. And Morgan's most of the guys you know and can name, that's because that's their style. It's-
Unless they actually
insert
like
themselves
do
in that.
something themselves. Like I thought the Super Size Me guy was pretty good for doing that.
Well, it's kind of also an extended vlog in a
That
way.
was so gross when he throws up all those burgers.
Couldn't finish
The
one
first day, he ate 3 Big Macs. He's like,
I gotta say though that the guys who dress up the dead bodies for funerals, you know, or the beloved departed, that's got to be the most unappreciated. Like they can put all that work in, and you're still just like, oh. And you say they must think they do a really good job because everyone says, oh, he looks really great. He looks really peaceful, and it's not true. It
Yeah.
looks,
Yeah.
it's weird and creepy.
I can't do that, man. Like open caskets, I can't.
I don't know why
I
that's
can't.
a thing.
I
Yeah.
can't walk up.
Even-
I never look at him. I always wait for him to shut
Even
it.
he talked about how what a dumb job. Well, not a dumb job. He said what a luxury job it is. Like he said, people don't need me. He said I'm going to do all this work. They're going to look at the body for 2 minutes and they're going to put it in the ground and never see it again.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. It's like when a little kid gives you a drawing, you're like, "Oh, that's great." It's not. It's super shitty. It's always bad.
I'm not
but
gonna put this on
because
my
you're
fridge.
special to me, I like it.
Yeah, it's like we make a big deal about it, but it's just like, no.
Do you ever worry that we all have jobs that literally don't help the world in any way?
No.
We help the world laugh, and isn't that the most important
No.
thing?
That's
yes.
No, people can laugh just having a chat with their friend.
I think my job is good. I think your jobs stink.
See, some people
sometimes like what?
But Gavin, some people don't have friends. So who are they going to laugh with?
Yeah. The internet. That's
Phone's
it.
ringing. Phone.
Hold on.
Who is it? Someone funny?
Dunder Mifflin, this is Pam.
I actually take this call.
Do you want to stop recording?
No, it's good. Hey, hello, this is Bernie.
All right, Bernie's on a phone call.
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, man.
I
this
turned
is
this mic off.
professional.
I don't know what's going on. He's like leaning away from us.
He's hiding under the table.
He's
He's
taking
next
the
to
phone
that,
down.
that ball of cheese that's in his snack pack.
He's unzipping his pants.
He's getting more quiet.
It's getting a little
as
weird.
as we speak.
Why is he licking his nipples?
I
Are those
don't know.
boxers or briefs? I can't tell.
Looks like he's going commando
I
from
know-
here.
I
Little
know
Ron
why.
Jeremy action.
I know why he's wearing that shirt.
What is that?
Last week I said he looked good in red. He's been wearing that shirt all the time
You
now.
think he's trying to impress you?
I think so.
I was excited because I get to wash my red shirts because I wash my sheets. I have red sheets, and I don't get to wash my red shirts very often. So
Shirts
I,
and
I
sheets
wear
or
them
red
once
shirt
and then don't
sheets?
wear them for like 3-4 weeks because I don't ever do red laundry.
You're
I-
wearing a red shirt
I
right
am
now.
right now.
Do you know what I do?
Because I just washed it.
I take I wait until I've got a big pile of laundry, put it all in.
Oh yeah,
I don't separate shit.
dude. Then you have like pink shirts. You
No,
know
it
what that
doesn't- that
happens?
just doesn't
Pink
happen.
socks.
It's a
Yeah, don't
myth.
put white with red.
No, it will happen.
It will.
You've gotten
That's
lucky.
never happened my entire life.
You've gotten lucky.
Every time I do laundry, I get lucky.
Yeah. How often do you get
Yeah.
new red shirts? It's really only the first wash or two.
Yeah. Like this is a
I have
newer
tons
shirt.
of red
I got
stuff.
this is a Mega 64 shirt I'm wearing. I got this at PAX, I think. So
Touch my awesome button. I guess wash.
Dude, Macaulay Culkin was wearing that.
Dude, yeah, he was.
According to
He was.
Bernie's tweet.
I had a dream with Macaulay Culkin the other day.
Was he wearing the shirt?
He was a waiter in San Diego. That was
he's
a
on the
Comic-Con.
phone.
That's probably true. Are you sure this wasn't real life?
We had a golf version of the podcast while you were on the phone.
It's really, that was a really cool call.
Can I ask everyone in this room something?
Hello. Go ahead.
Who the chuff is Neil
Stop
Poulton?
using fake words.
Who is Neil Poulton?
I don't know.
You don't know that name?
No, he walked on the moon.
Neapolitan?
Neapolitan? That's
Neil-
chocolate,
It's an ice
vanilla, and strawberry.
Whenever I buy a Lassie hard drive, it's always designed by Neil Paul.
Lassie?
Lacey?
You got a Lassie hard drive.
Lassie.
Is
Is
that
that
a
the
tail?
Scottish
You
version?
know,
Here we go.
I know what you mean.
I'm like, how did he get it? Like, it's designed by Neil Poulton. Is that a big deal? Who the hell is he?
Every
How did he get his
designer is
name?
like that.
No, it's not.
That's like
Yeah.
Paul
I
Frank.
don't know who
and
designed my TV. I don't know who designed the TV remote,
his
but I
name-
know.
His name is Timothy Sony.
Timothy Sony.
But he must have signed
Sir
an
Sony
immense
to you.
contract where he gets his name printed on the front of every box. It's unbelievable. He's on every hard drive box.
Who's that guy named Apple in California? He designed a lot of shit.
The joke didn't work. The joke didn't work the first time. The second time it worked out really well.
You're gonna keep running
I'm
into the
gonna
crowd.
keep going with it.
I'm gonna look at this. There's one label here. Here it is, right here. Do you know who Marc Jacobs is? Fashion designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His label is Jacobs by Marc Jacobs, for Marc by Marc Jacobs, in collaboration with Marc Jacobs, for Marc by Marc Jacobs.
Is that a real tag? I could have sworn it's Photoshop. Oh my god.
I think Marc
great.
Jacobs might have worked on that.
No, but
can't
it's only,
tell.
we actually got that discussion when we were in LA. We went by some nail salon, and then there was a sign in the window that said "Airbrushing by David," and the sign was shitty.
Yeah.
It was like,
We were talking about that when Angeline drove by.
yeah, no, we were talking about how Angeline is like
Yeah.
the epitome of that in Los Angeles, of famous for being famous, or just get your name out there.
Yeah.
I found that nail
right.
place online when you guys mentioned it, and I debated like going there, asking my friends from LA to go there and check it out for you guys. Be like, let's see how
Nice.
this thing works.
I got some
Shitty sign.
shampoo from I get my haircut at Sport Clips, and they have Paul Mitchell shampoo, but it's like designed for men, so it's called Mitch.
Okay.
It's just Mitch.
Is the female line bitch?
Well, there is something to be said for that, though. Like, every time you watch a show, and at the end of it, it says created by J.J. Abrams. Like, right after the very last frame of it, it comes up every single week, and you see that. Eventually, you just get to know that person's name.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen with a hard drive, but
Well,
I'm amazed when like an entire movie is done by one person. Like I watched Inception, I thought it was one of the best movies I've ever seen, and at the end it's just like by Christopher Nolan.
yeah,
written
but
and
is
directed.
that ever really true? I mean, is it
He
one
wrote it and
person?
shot it?
Yeah. I mean, but there's a lot of, it's like hundreds
there's a
of
ton
people
of
that work
people.
on that.
Yeah, but
Does that seem disingenuous in a way?
like 99% of the people don't have any creative input.
How many people don't have any? They don't have any creative, but they're doing creative work.
Well, they're
Yeah.
credited
Visual-
for
I
it.
mean, I
I
did
guess
it-
as far as like coming and being like, hey, I have this idea. Would you like to work on it? I'm going to hire you for these projects. You could be like, yeah, man, it was my idea. I created this. And then these people did costuming and editing and filming. Thank you.
podcast by Gus Cirola.
Right. Like at the end of every one, or like the end of every
Special
episode of Red
collaboration.
vs. Blue, if I didn't put by Bernie Burns. I mean, it just doesn't seem like, or like, do you do that on slow mo, guys? Like Gavin
By
Free.
Cabin Free.
No,
Let's be honest.
you don't need credits on a YouTube video for a start.
Dan doesn't do shit. We all know that.
We have credits on the animated adventures.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you do.
You never watched to the end?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Just don't. You just tend not to notice credits.
Yeah.
We never really had credits on anything here. The
don't need 'em.
The first thing they ever had credits on, I remember, Rashid, was the comic.
99% of people don't care who made stuff. They just want to laugh and then move on.
I
The
tend to
people-
agree with you.
I
You
mean-
know,
The big reason that we have credits on animated adventures is primarily to let people know what podcast
yeah, I
the
think it's a
animated
good
adventure
idea.
was
And
from.
who was in it?
Right.
Like put names to
listen,
the
I
voices.
don't have a problem with it. People, you know, if people are working and they want to put their name on stuff, that's totally fine. Let them do it. What do you care? They
I
want to
care.
put his name on a hard drive. Let him put his name on the fucking hard drive. I had a bigger problem when I bought this. What was it? A Porsche hard drive?
Oh, yeah.
A LaCie Porsche. And I just thought it looked cool. And I thought I was such a sucker in the store. I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy this. Goddamn thing in 2012 comes with a proprietary cable.
Oh, that sucks.
And I just want to just chuck it out the window because I know I'm going to lose the cable, so I might as well just.
Is
you
it
know,
like a thin?
yeah, I'll pull it out. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's
It's like a weird USB micro thing or something. Or?
yeah, it's like it's notched in the middle.
Speaking of-
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm going to read this real
All right,
fast.
go ahead.
How about
I want to remind everyone this episode is brought to you by Shutterstock.com with over 20 million stock photos, vectors, illustrations, and video clips featuring daily image updates and over 10,000 new images added each day. Shutterstock.com gives you a global image collection. You can find images from across the world to suit your project. Flexible pricing. You can choose individual image packs or monthly subscription packs. And if you need just one image for your blog or mock-up, you can do that too. You can download any image in any size, pay only the one price. It's easy to use. You can curate and share pictures with team members via Lightboxes. And it's got extensive content library. It goes beyond photos. It does videos. Great customer support. It's not on here, but I've also seen that they have an iPad app, which is pretty cool. I meant to bring my iPad in to show you guys. It's really neat. You can look at images and use them. So you can sign up for a free account. No credit card needed. When you do find images you want to use, you can use offer code Roosterteeth and then the number 9, get 30% off. So it's Shutterstock.com, offer code Roosterteeth9. So
This isn't a proprietary cable, by the way. This is just mini USB 3.
I've never seen that cable before ever.
They have-
usually,
yeah.
because the USB 3 end is so fat, like it's so tall, they have to put it side by side instead of on top of each other.
yeah, that's what this
and
is.
that's just a standard cable.
I stand corrected. That is an excellent product.
Yeah, it sucks though. Every USB cable is just.
We have
Ugly.
extras in the annex.
this is a cool looking little drive.
Yeah, it's
NX.
cool. Drive.
Was it designed by Neil Poulton?
No, it's Porsche design.
Oh, okay. Neil got the shove on that one.
See, for someone who was bitching the other week that ordered, I was bitching about the iPhone cable changing. Like now, this changes. Now suddenly you're very upset by that.
No, he changed tune. Once he knew it was a standard cable, he said it was fine.
No, it says no. It is fine. And also, I didn't buy an iPhone 5 because of the cable.
Oh, okay.
I really
okay.
didn't.
Gavin was
You're a
one.
fool.
I'm not a fool. You call me a fool.
No, you know the best part about the new cable?
Reversible.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what side.
The
it's
amount
up.
of times I put my cable in the wrong way and then. Do you find, right? This is a
I have
phenom-
devices in my car. I have devices in my home.
Use an adapter.
No,
Listen.
no, you don't. You can just buy the new cable.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Listen, not for
You
a
have a
dock. I
USB?
can't buy
Yeah,
a
for a
cable
dock
for a
you can.
dock. I can't buy
You have a
cable.
dock in your car?
I have a dock on my clock at home.
Oh,
A dock in your clock?
Yeah, that's the one thing I thought about is traveling. Like hotels have so many iPhone docks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, this is the one thing that'll suck about it.
Do you ever find, this is something I've noticed, where if you're trying to plug in a cable,
Yeah.
where you can't see, you're doing it by feel, you're trying to like reach around the back.
Right.
Reach around. That you
Gavin's used to reach around.
you can't commit to, like, I can try both ways. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like for a long time, but unless I actually look and like teach my brain that it is the right way, it won't go in. Like I can try both ways. I'll be like, no, and because I'm not sure which way it is, I don't like commit enough to like pushing it in. And it's like, no, that doesn't fit.
You're
Doesn't fit.
retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever have that?
I agree with Gus.
When they redesigned the cables for USB, last time Apple got a lot of shit about changing a cord was when they went full USB and they got rid of serial and parallel. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Actually, people give grief about the proprietary iTunes cable, or the iPod cable. Who cares? But yeah, it was like mid '90s. Apple said we're not doing serial and parallel interfaces anymore. Everything is USB. I was like, you're fucking crazy. It's stupid. You know, this is the way of the future. Just deal with it. Throw out your old serial and parallel stuff and come to the future. When they had those little colorful Macs.
Yeah, the first iMac.
Yeah, the first iMac. Yeah. And it's like universal. That's my first introduction to universal serial bus. You know, this USB stuff. And it was a new format, new cable, everything. And goddamn, if they didn't make the cable so you could reverse it and put it in the wrong way. Why not, if you're going to start over, make it so it only goes in one way and it's clear what way it goes in? It's a fucking
Or
rectangle.
notch it or something.
Yeah, like make the
That's it.
shape only fit one way.
Right. It's like, or make it a triangle or something so you can't put it in a certain way or it'll dip on one end, you know?
The triangle would be worse.
Which triangle would be worse. Make it 3 times as bad. You make a good point.
Make a circle. It'd be great.
No, but this thing is
No.
the way to do it. You can't put it in wrong. It's like,
I
and
like
also,
the reverse. No way, because I'm usually the one who keeps shoving it in the wrong way, and I'm like, "Fuck, why is this working?" Oh, turn it around, and then
I
by
know.
then I've like broken it, so I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, why would they make it that with the white thing on one side of it now? Do we gotta put it in one way? It doesn't make any sense.
So I can't buy an iPhone 5 yet.
Oh, because you're in the UK?
He's so disappointed.
I also don't know
Oh,
why
it's
they
a
make,
pre-order.
why do they
Wait.
make a USB plug the exact same width as a network port?
Yeah,
I
we
know
talked about
that.
that. Like Ethernet
God.
just goes straight in. But so in this country, you can't buy an unlocked iPhone 5 yet.
Not
It's
at launch.
available.
You have to wait a bit.
You have to wait a month.
Yeah.
Why?
So they can
In-
fulfill all their contract
In the
orders
UK,
first.
day one unlocked. I have to. if I want one now, I have to buy it in the UK and then ship it.
I
Here.
still don't understand why you don't just
Oh,
get
yeah.
a contract one.
I don't want to be on contract. I want every phone.
What?
Then sell it and just break your contract and get the next phone.
But then I have to pay. I have to pay for the next contract. Don't
it's
I?
probably
Don't
going to
you-
be cheaper than
no,
buying
no,
an
'cause
unlocked one.
if next year I buy another phone on contract, I've got 2 contracts going.
No, you can't
No.
do that.
Yeah,
You have to break the contract.
You have to buy out of it.
Yeah.
You
Which
have
is probably
you have
be
to
cheaper
buy the
than-
rest of the contract.
The
don't you?
unlocked phone is more money.
Yeah, I can sell it. Like I'm selling my iPhone 4S for £325.
Gavin, you will be able to sell a locked phone to
Yeah,
a customer
you'll still make
who's on
money
that
off it.
service. I guarantee you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, but what am I going to do with the year left on that contract?
you get
break
like
your contract and start a new contract.
How do you do that?
You know, everyone
You say,
talks
I
have
want
to-
to break my contract, and they go, okay, you're going to have to charge you. And you
the
say,
rest
okay.
of it, so I have to buy a year's worth of phone.
No, it's
See,
like a
that's the
fee.
funny thing. Everyone thinks these contracts, like you say, oh, it's a 2-year contract for this phone. You get in, and then if you look at the contract, to break the contract, $40.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's like a little fee
Yeah.
to
So
break
why,
the contract.
why are you like, oh, I can't, I've got this one, I've got a year
So I don't want to
left.
spend that $40. I could if
You
I
don't
wanted
want
to.
a new iPhone because you don't want to spend $40.
No, well, that's all. It's also $400 on top of $40.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that right now.
I want to be clear too. I'm going to get a new iPhone 5. I'm going to get one. Absolutely. I'm just not getting one right now because I want the connector thing to get all worked out.
You want to wait till like third-party manufacturers jump in
I
and
just want
start
to swap
making
out
them.
everything in my life right
Yeah.
now. So it's going to make me wait a little bit.
Just
but
get
I,
one.
I saw someone bitching online
Just
who
do
was
it.
like, because of this cable change, I'm gonna have to spend $1,200 in new cables. Like, I was thinking, how many fucking cables do you have? You lying son of a bitch! Really? $1,200 in new cables? Like, this guy can't go more than 2 feet without having a fucking iPhone cable near him in his house?
there's a lot of there's cars when you rent a car, it plugs right in. You have the cable right there.
Yeah, well, thank
you
God
don't
my
need
car
it in
has
a
a
car.
USB port, so it just
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I just plug in whatever.
And also, you don't need. They're not going to put those in cars. Bluetooth.
You know,
you
I-
don't need to link to your car.
I-
Everything works in your pocket.
I have rented some really nice cars, and my truck has a better setup for audio than some of the higher end cars that are out there. My
Yeah.
truck has Bluetooth.
Yeah, I think-
And then you run the menu off the iPod
I
or the
think
iPhone.
with some higher end cars, you have to pay for like the enhanced audio package, and I think rental cars come
We
with
had
like
to
the
do that.
base audio.
We have to plug in the cable. You got
Yeah.
to navigate to the dashboard. It's like,
Oh, I know
fuck.
exactly what kind of car you're talking about.
You
That's
turn
what
the
I
dial
do.
to like roll through like 800
yeah. All of a sudden,
artists.
it's an old iPod with a little scroll wheel.
I mean, honestly, Siri. I don't know why we're talking about iPhone so much. Siri's the best for that. We just like play whatever. All right, playing that. You ever do that? You name an artist, an album,
I do
or
the
whatever.
first part of that where I tell Siri to play something, and then it's like, what? I don't understand what just.
Does not compute.
Starts calling someone.
Then she wakes up from a dream and is mad at me. I don't have a good relationship with Siri at all. Nothing works. The only thing I use Siri for is to put appointments in my calendar. Otherwise, I would just never do that.
Alarms is good too. You can set an alarm. Be like, wake me up at
I
8
feel like it'd
a.m.
be good for texting when you're driving. But
That's cool.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
Here's why I don't like that. It's going to sound like the lamest thing ever. I get in arguments with Siri because I say, here, I'm going to do it right now. I'll do it right now.
We're never going to get sponsored by Apple.
Shut up. Set an alarm for 5:30 a.m.
Okay, I turned it on.
Oh, she did it normal there.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Okay, so what
She knows
happens
she's being
is
recorded.
when I tell her set an alarm for whatever time, and she always says, "You already have an alarm for 7:30. I turned it on for you." It's like, bitch, don't be passive and aggressive with me. I don't need to know I already have an alarm. I know I have an alarm. I wake up at that time. I don't know why she tells me that. She didn't
Yeah.
tell me that there though.
Because you're creating a new alarm.
I can't.
Do,
I never
do
wake
it
up at
again.
5:30.
Do it again.
You're gonna forget to turn it off.
Make an alarm for 5:30 a.m.
I don't know what you mean by make an alarm for 5:30 a.m.
Set an alarm. Set an alarm.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
I don't know what you mean.
Don't know what I mean by
You
make an alarm.
fuckhead.
Shut up. Set an alarm for 5:30 a.m.
Okay, it's on.
She's just fucking embarrassing me in front of everybody.
You're going to walk up here and she's
You've
going to
never
be
heard
like,
Siri say that to
Siri,
you.
you
You've
saucy
never had
mix.
Siri say that to you. You already have an alarm for 5:30
This is
a.m.
the best thing. Wake me up in 8 hours.
Your alarm's set for 7:12 p.m.
That's the best. I don't even have to
Boom.
figure out how long 8 hours is from now. Just say 8 hours. Does it?
Can I tell you, I
That's
have
top.
added a new superpower to my arsenal of sleep superpowers.
What's that?
What's that?
My newest thing is I can wake up. I can just wake up whenever I tell myself to wake up.
That's awesome.
I wake up a minute before my alarm every day now.
Is your alarm the same every day?
No.
Interesting.
Last night I went to bed at 1:30 and I woke up at 5:30 this
I'm
morning.
very jealous of you.
Wow.
And I got up at 5:29. And I looked at my clock, it's 5:29, and then my alarm
I
went
can do
off.
that if I'm going to go on a flight or something.
Yeah,
Like
if I
my
have a-
body like knows to wake up. It's like you have to be awake
Yeah.
to make sure you catch
Yeah.
this
It's
flight.
like your
Anxiety wakes
subconscious sets its own alarm if you have something important.
That's pretty crazy.
But I never really have that, important thing going on. I'm always waking up by the
It's
alarm.
just your job in a foreign country. No big whoop.
Whatever.
So you did the cinnamon challenge on Slow Mo Guys.
Hold up, before we get too far away from that, we're talking about the Shutterstock thing. Made me think
okay.
about something.
Okay.
Then this is coming as a lesson of someone. We're now in our 10th year of making DVDs. If you ever need any kind of content or anything like that, absolutely positively use anything that's royalty free or is cleared license wise, because you do not want to go back and figure out later what you do or do not have the rights to for
Yeah.
DVD. I mean, luckily we've been making DVDs all along, so it's taking care of itself. We know when we put stuff on shelves that it's clear. But that was actually the problem with our first movie is we put a bunch of licensed music in there, and it was just like, now what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
You know?
I think
Well,
Jesse
like I
did the same with Shades of Grey.
Luckily,
Yeah.
Shutterstock has very easy licensing to figure out.
There you go.
And
It gets
you can
tricky,
you can
too.
upgrade your license if you would like to use it like that.
And you can also find libraries. I mean, we obviously really appreciate Shutterstock sponsoring the podcast, but you can also find other libraries for sound effects and for music as well. There's there's other stuff online.
Now, have you seen like the stuff on Reddit lately where it's like women having trouble drinking water?
What?
Where people go through like Shutterstock and other like stock image sites and find like images of like women pouring water on
Or
their
the,
faces.
the other one I like is the women enjoying salads
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like
the
that.
salad, you so funny.
I actually do that a lot. Michael makes fun of me. I'll be drinking, but I'll be watching TV or something, and I'll end up like on my shoulder. I'm like, fuck, or something.
You have a drinking
lot.
problem. So okay, we were talking about Cinnamon Challenge.
Yes.
So how was that?
It sucked. I mean, you don't.
Did it come out your nose?
The thing is, you don't know like what a world of pain you're in until you've done it.
Yeah.
Like you put it in, and then all the moisture in your throat is gone. It's like all over your
Is it
uvula and stuff. It's like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, and it just erupts.
Well, can't you like choke doing that?
That's
I
what,
mean,
yeah,
like,
I don't
Bernie
know.
was saying someone you knew like inhaled it, right? And
Yeah, my cousin when he was younger, he went to the hospital because him and his friends got in a cinnamon fight in the kitchen.
The cinnamon fight.
They're from Michigan.
Oh, kids, you're so crazy.
It was funny though because we were doing the outro to that video, and I threw up a little bit. Like I spat water out, and then I guess I just brought up some of my lunch, but it was yellow, and it kind of looked like you break an egg and the yolk comes out.
Oh,
Except you
gross.
just like I just threw up a yolk, and in the end I'm like, oh, threw up a bit. Anyway, thanks for watching. Just casually
So
vomited.
gross.
yeah.
I just interrupted the filming of Awu a little while ago, and I went to go say something, and the moment I went to speak, I think I shot a little piece of egg out of my mouth. So I'm a little embarrassed by that. I'm sorry, Gus. You're gonna kill me. My phone
Your
keeps
phone. And the worst part is you keep it on the fucking
I'm
table.
sorry. I'm sorry. It is all my fault.
So we did something recently. Me, Gus, and Joel, or Gus, Joel, and I.
Lindsay, cut that.
We were filming something,
It's been cut.
and at some point, Joel put a soda on the table. And this is something that's going to go out, and it's like, well, we can't have sodas on the table. And so, like,
The Diet
someone
Coke.
called him out. Well, okay, we can if we want to reference it. So anyway, so someone called him out on it, and Joel's like, oh, sorry. Takes it off the table, puts it on the ground, and then later picks it up, drinks it, and puts it back on the table.
Yeah, like literally 30 seconds later, that fucking soda is back on the goddamn table.
So did you have to blow it out then?
I noticed that in the footage. I was like, oh, it's back there.
Yeah, so like we wrap, and we start striking everything, and someone's like, "How did that soda end up on the table again? How long was that there?" I'm like, "God damn it!"
So we have to like superimpose something over it, or I don't know what we'll do about it. But
So we-
anyway.
Put Joe the cat.
Can we talk
in
about what
front
that
of
is?
No, can't talk about it yet.
Oh, we can't?
So
Okay.
I have a thing.
It's really cool, though.
I don't know how to identify tastes. Like someone will taste something
Yes.
and be like, "Oh, that's really sweet," or like that's bitter or whatever. But I don't know what those tastes are.
Uh-huh.
Like I only know to associate stuff with because it is a sweet.
Sure.
What?
But like if you gave me a new thing that I'd never tasted before, I wouldn't know how to identify. I wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's really sweet." I just don't know what that is. I don't have taste. But you know how to, you know how like
Gus is just mad dog
You
Gavin right now.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
If
He's
you were
so
given a
dumb.
fish you've never tasted before and a piece of cake you've never tasted before, you couldn't be like, this
Yeah,
is
because
fucking
it's-
sweet and this tastes like fish.
well,
No,
you know
okay,
it tastes
even,
like
even
fish.
better. Okay, so if we blindfolded you, and then had a variety of
But I
sweets,
know what
and,
things are
No,
because-
that if you're blindfolded, you won't
Yeah.
know.
No, but I know what they taste like.
You're just saying you don't know what
No,
tastes.
no, I'd be like, oh, this is cake, so it's sweet because people say cake is sweet. But like, if I try some new food, I'd be with someone and they'll be like, oh, it's really bitter, that isn't it? I'll be like, yeah, yeah, I guess it is.
No, but if you're
I don't
blindfolded,
know.
you wouldn't know.
I'm with guys you can't see. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I
It's
ask
So
you,
it
totally
would have to be
random.
with food I've never had before.
Let's say you're both eating something, and you say, "Oh, this has a distinct taste," and the other person says bitter. Then you know, "Oh, that's what I'm tasting is bitter." And you
yeah, I just
can't-
link it from what other people have said.
So you don't know what the words mean.
I don't know how
For
to relate
flavors.
the words to the thing. Like
You're like food
everything-
colorblind.
Everything to me just tastes like different food.
He's food illiterate.
I
is what
can't
it
like,
sounds
I can't class
No,
food.
he's food tarded. Let's cut to the chase here.
Yeah, what if their opinion of food is completely different from yours, but you've just adopted theirs because you have no idea what you're talking about?
I mean, I say cake is sweet because people say cake's sweet, and I know what cake tastes like.
Is it sweet? Is it, Gavin?
So if I know, I don't know.
So if you had like a chemical, just like a chemical in a dropper, and they drop
That's
it in
what
your
I'm
tongue.
saying. I wouldn't be able to class that under anything. I'd just be like, oh, it tastes like this chemical.
Let's do a test.
So
This tastes like this green pipette of
what,
liquid that
so
you just
then,
give me.
if we, for example, took water and had one jar of water that had sugar diluted in it, and another one that had salt diluted in it.
But I know what sugar tastes like.
I had a friend who he's actually the guy who plays Delta
Yeah.
He said too he doesn't like when people say that things taste like stuff. And
Yeah.
He says because you don't taste anything, you just feel it with your tongue. And I was like, that's so gross.
But that's what it is, isn't it? It's the taste bud just like rubbing on it.
It's just you're feeling it with a different part of your body. We call it tasting, but it's just the way your tongue feels.
Which
things.
part
So
of your
does he
body?
not like saying something like he's like, oh, this cake feels really sweet?
On my tongue. My
It
taste
makes me
buds.
grossed out even thinking about
I
it now.
love the fact that the body put the taste buds in a closed box of your mouth. Because imagine if you had taste buds
Limited
on your
access.
hand.
Oh,
you like
God.
touch a doorknob and be like, "Ugh, what the hell?"
This toilet handle's gross.
Shake your hand.
Yeah, I'm so glad the body evolved with them in my mouth.
Oh, that'd be disgusting.
Brandon
What
had a
would
similar discussion, but it was in hugging, and he was like, "You can never really hug someone. It's just two forces repelling off of each other."
What does that mean?
And I was like,
Sounds like
"What?"
Monty would say
It
that.
was
Brandon's a damn hippie.
it was really sad, but I was like, "Oh, it's kind of true."
the way you said that was like Brandon's like sexy voice is what it sounded like.
That's like Brandon in the morning. Hey, morning, guys. What's going on?
Do you guys start off the day with like a hug?
No, they don't. They
everyone
just
gather
they
around.
repel each other on an atomic level.
I've realised, like, you know how you don't like to sign shoes?
Yeah.
I'm all about that now. Because the other day I was at Michael and Lindsay's pool, and I didn't, like, my feet were wet from the pool, but I needed to pee. So I, like, tiptoed into the bathroom next to the pool barefoot. It's the first time I've ever peed at a urinal barefoot. Man, you pee on your feet a lot. I walked out there and I was like, I just caked my feet in piss. Oh, imagine my shoes. They must be saturated
Shoes
with
are
urine.
filthy.
Yeah.
Shoes are fucking filthy. I hate touching shoes.
Yeah, it's gross. Any guy's shoes.
Or
Why
like,
did you
like,
piss
when,
bucket?
when I think about this,
Why did you piss on your feet?
I just a splash. I didn't like point my knob down and piss all over my feet.
I'm
even
sorry,
grosser,
what confuse is it
or
next?
just as gross, is the bottom of shoes. Like think about all the like literally shit and piss on the ground that you step on.
There's no clean part of a guy's shoe. Like the
No.
laces are dragging through it. The top of it's got splash. The underneath, God knows what's on there. A shoe, gross. Don't ever give me your shoe.
Shoes are disgusting.
Take off
Yeah.
your shoes.
You know what they say?
Before you go inside.
The worst thing though is women's purses because they set them everywhere and they don't think about it. Or a guy's briefcase.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they're really disgusting. And
Briefcase
like,
wanker.
and then people can probably put them on the
Briefcase
kitchen
wanker.
counters. That's like the first thing they do.
Yeah, my purse is probably really gross.
They're just nasty. And I mean, the inside of a woman's purse is just horrific.
That's just
Yeah.
you don't want to go in there.
Did-
There's
did
loose
you-
change everywhere.
And how come women never like they can't ever find anything? It's like
I know.
I wish I had an enormous bag where I could put all my crap. I don't have that.
Or like,
Yeah.
what drives me crazy, and I don't know about present company, is my wife specifically cannot. She doesn't put like her phone in the same place all the time.
It would drive me crazy.
It's like, where's my phone? Like, I don't know. Where'd you leave it? I don't know. Well, where do you normally put your phone? Wherever I am. Like, what does that mean? You don't like have a
Yeah.
place for your phone. You don't have a
Yeah.
place for specific stuff. Like, if I can't find my phone, like, okay, it's either here or there.
Yeah,
those are
just
the only places.
One
it
or
can be.
two or three places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Phone,
it's gonna
wallet,
be.
keys are in the main cavity, and then I have little pockets for other shit like feminine needs and tissues and stuff. But then like my mom just throws everything in at once, so that sucks when you gotta find something. And she's a dentist too, so it's worse. So there's like toothbrushes and
Well, she's used to
toothpaste and
exploring cavities.
And then she's just putting like random ass shit in there.
Yeah.
Does your mother have good teeth?
Yes. Well,
I've never seen a dentist that has good teeth.
actually, she has some fillings in the back, but that's from when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through being a teen, she decided she wanted to be a dentist, so she straightened up her act.
Did you feel like she had to?
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't really want to. Like, why would you go to a fitness trainer who's fat?
Well,
Teach me how to be skinny.
The thing
Okay.
about dentists, though, is they can't work on their own teeth, though, right?
Not. My mom actually performed a root canal on herself.
Holy shit. That is hardcore.
My her assistant came in one morning. My mom's fucking nuts, but she was sitting there with a mirror, like doing the drill, and she's like, "Dr. Tuggy, what do you do?" She's like, "Hang on, almost got it. All right, let's go to work." It's like, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Holy cow!
I would
Thank
be
you.
mad if I could perform a very specific service to people, but I couldn't do it on
It's
myself.
like that Russian doctor in Antarctica, right?
What
Who
service do you provide?
No, I mean I don't. But like, if I was like the world's best heart surgeon, I wouldn't
Entertainment.
benefit from it in any way.
have you ever heard about that Russian doctor who's in Antarctica in the winter down there, and he needs an appendectomy, but he's the only one who can perform the appendectomy?
I don't
So
know what appendectomy
he
is.
he got a mirror and cut his own appendix out of himself.
Jesus
There's a
Christ.
photo of it. You can see online of him, like, it's black and white, so it's like in the 60s, I think, and he's got like a mirror and he's like cutting the appendix out of himself.
God damn.
The mirror. Oh.
What do you do? Do you like sew yourself up and then go, okay, I'm gonna fucking just pass out now?
I'm gonna pass out for a
Yeah.
bit.
and everything else. Did you? I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's an article right now on Reddit which is about a woman. There's one recorded time in history that a woman has performed a cesarean section on herself.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, it was in Prometheus.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually only saw the headline. I didn't actually read the article, but it was something about using only just a couple shots of liquor as an anesthetic.
Oh, Gus.
She gave herself a C-section.
What the fuck? Only a couple shots of liquor?
I'm glad that's
That
black
do you
and
say
white.
there,
strong
Gus?
woman.
Do you think they made that
Oh,
black and white
man.
for the ratings board?
It's a good thing he has the mouth protector on.
I was wrong. There's no mirror. He's just going at it.
Just
That
digging
could get
in.
R-rated if it was in color.
Were they
Yeah.
a couple shots of Everclear, Bernie? I feel like that's the only way that I'd be able to stomach
Yeah,
that.
like I said, I didn't read
So
it.
someone brought us
I'd like to
Everclear.
call her a bad mom for drinking while she's pregnant. Because you know, there's some other mother out there that's like, I take liquor.
Someone brought us a bottle of Everclear to our booth at PAX Prime on the first day, and I guess Nico had never seen Everclear before. And he was like, "Oh, what's this?" And he poured it like a normal drink and took one swig. It was like, "What was that?" I
terrible.
was like, "It's Everclear." He's like,
It
"How
hits your
strong?"
mouth
He's like,
and
"I'm
it just
drunk
dries
already." Yeah.
everything up. All your saliva's gone. Everything going like it's going down your throat and it takes away all the saliva in there. So by the time it hits your stomach, you're like, "Oh, I'm so dry inside."
I did that once. Yeah.
I don't like painful
exactly
drinks
what
like that, man. Like I don't like shots that are like the gross shots that people love. Like I like sweet shots. I like delicious stuff. Sweet,
You don't
sweet.
like you don't like spicy food either, do you?
No,
you just like
not really.
being. Yeah, I'm for that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like to put my body through something unpleasant.
Yeah, it's like let's do a shot of 151. It's like fuck you, do a
I'm
shot
actually,
of 151. Like
I'm
no.
okay with spicy food. I just hate putting spicy food out.
Yeah.
It's so unpleasant. I
Good
just feel
going
like
in, bad going out.
Yeah, it's like I don't understand like people like
It's
love
just not
that
worth
stuff. It's like
it.
no, that's
it's not worth. And I'm always an idiot. Like I'm always the kind of guy.
You're
who's
always
like,
an idiot. Yeah.
I'm always like, I shouldn't get too drunk because I don't need to wake up early tomorrow. And then I'm like, and I'm like,
No, I'll get drunk early and then be sober by the time everything's over.
But it's the same with spicy food. It's like this is delicious, but my asshole tomorrow is going to be.
I've
red
only
ring.
ever had a problem with pooping spicy food once.
What was it? The man.
That was the man.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the first time I met the man. It was a subsequent visit to the man where I went. Like I think I had a little bit of false confidence. I ate a little more than I should have.
Dude, speaking of food, Gus, can we leverage the podcast to somehow get on Hell's Kitchen? Like, be in attendance on Hell's Kitchen?
That's what you want to do.
Yes, like that's what I use the power of this podcast to do. Like, if anyone out there is listening that can get us on into the
See,
dining
the
room
thing
of
is,
Hell's
Chef
Kitchen.
I've watched Hell's
coming
Kitchen
here.
for years, right?
Yeah.
I would never want to eat there because there's a good chance you're going to wait there for 2 hours and then not eat.
Oh, well, if you catch like the first half of the season,
So
you know.
it's-
But still, I would love to do that. I would love to be on Hell's Kitchen, just like watch the chaos and be
I
part
would
of that
love
production.
for you to watch side by side, simultaneously, a UK episode of Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay
Yeah,
compared to the American one.
he's much friendlier
with-
in the UK version,
with Gordon
right?
Ramsay. It is mental. It's so over the top. Like I watched the first episode of whatever last series was.
Yeah.
I think I counted like 70 cuts in the space of 20 seconds.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was like, and then like every cut zooms or pulls back, and there's like flashes.
It's super
and I'm like,
dramatic.
Yeah.
God, it's a cooking show. Calm down.
I've watched
No, it's
the
intense.
UK version of Kitchen Nightmares.
Well, it's real. Like the UK
Yeah.
version is real.
And he's like
Everything's-
so quiet and soft spoken. It's
Yeah.
like super
Well, it's
long.
because that's how he is. Like he gets mad, he swears, but he's not like brutally mean from the get go. Like
Yeah.
he's just met these people. It's like, you are an idiot. You're out. Get out.
No, I saw,
Get out.
I saw an episode of a BBC version or a UK version of Kitchen Nightmare where he went to France or something, and
Yeah.
there was some woman who was running this restaurant. She did a terrible job, but he went and found like a new chef to take over for this restaurant. They got it up and running, and it went really well, and he left. And then he came back and was shut down. Like he'll come back a few months
Yeah.
later to check in,
Sunday.
and he went and found the girl and hired her to take it to his restaurant. And like he went and tracked her down. I was like, holy crap!
I would much
that was
rather.
really cool.
I'd much rather watch a reality show that is real and not just so overdone.
Oh, reality shows. I saw something while I was on vacation. I don't
Is that
remember
Honey
who
Boo
it-
Boo?
I think no, God no.
Oh,
I think
that
it's-
show is
I
disgusting.
think it's TLC has a new series called Breaking Amish, which is which is essentially like the Jersey Shore, but instead of the Jersey Shore cast, it was Amish people. So they like take these Amish people and one Mennonite, and they leave the Amish community and move to New York.
Oh my god.
And it's
What?
like it's 4 Amish people and 1 Mennonite who
I have
are
to
all
see
like
this.
transplanted from their communities into New York City. It's really weird.
That sounds
Is it
awesome.
interesting?
I only saw the first episode.
You're gonna have to fill me in. What's the difference between an Amish person and a Mennonite?
I didn't know either until I
Okay.
saw this.
Not to be rude, I just don't know.
A Mennonite can use some modern technology. Like Mennonites can use electricity and they can drive,
Okay.
but they still have like the same fundamental beliefs as
Are
the
they
Amish.
selected to do that? Like you are going to be a Mennonite
No, no,
because
it's
we
just-
need you to take care of this job.
You call
It's just a
dibs.
different belief. It's like different religions, like Baptist and Catholic,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
just different religions.
I know nothing about that.
It seems like it has the potential to be interesting. The first episode, which I saw, where they tell their family they're leaving and they're all shunned and kicked out.
Yeah.
that was interesting.
Sad day.
I have not seen the second episode yet.
Man.
Alright, so
Man.
I I threw up this weekend
Oh, you did?
from a way that completely embarrassed about.
Were you watching reality TV?
No, my gag reflex is getting worse and worse. Like I can now just think of something gross
Don't do
and
it.
do it. But
Don't
this is
do
what
it.
happened to me. I felt kind of bad. I think I ate something weird, but I was trying to. I knew I was like feeling like I could throw up, but I was just trying to hold it back by getting air and thinking about other stuff. I played Skyrim for like 2 minutes. And I went up to some. Have you found mammoth cheese? Yeah, it's
Yes.
No,
it's where mammoths are. There's like this fruit thing where I guess the mammoths eat out of. And when you harvest this stuff, it goes like a really gross noise. I was like, oh.
The trolls keep it.
And I just threw up in my mouth. And I was like, oh. Just kidding.
A sound made you throw up?
The sound
Yeah.
effect from picking up mammoth cheese in Skyrim made me chunk.
Wow.
I'm embarrassed by it.
I'm gonna look it up on YouTube right now, guys.
Does the sound of puking make you feel nauseous?
No, the smell of puking makes me nauseous.
If I hear people gag, that's what gets me.
I know.
really.
Kevin's got me
Like
going.
I'm always a
Okay.
little concerned because I know a lot of people are sensitive like that. What I'm always concerned is that someone's gonna throw up loudly on a plane and it's gonna trigger a chain reaction.
We have to get out.
The smell and the sound and the confined space, like it'll just be like massive, like
That'd be
awful
amazing.
scenario to be in.
Someone should just throw up in like one of the intake vents of a plane. It just gets like pumped down into people's faces.
No one should do that. What the hell are you talking about?
I was amazed that that's what made me throw up though. I was like throwing up and laughing at the same time. I was like, I'm such a pussy. It's terrible.
Well, that
My
is
stomach
true.
is angry now.
All right, Gus, Hell's Kitchen. Let's make this happen.
Throw up at Hell's
While I've been
Kitchen.
out, I've also been playing some Steam games.
Oh, yeah?
So I went back and I found Civ 5 again. I played the shit out of Civ 5. Been playing Counter-Strike Go, and I found this other indie game that was featured called FTL, which is like faster than light. And it's like super simple. Like you have to like manage a little spaceship and the crew, and you have to get like from one end of the galaxy to another while you're being chased. It's like you encounter combat. You have to like fix your ship and like upgrade and get better weapons and stuff. It's really fun. It was only like
Sounds
it was like $8.
Have you heard of a
Please check
game
it out.
called Kerbal Space Program?
No.
It's a game where you build a rocket. You have to all the components of a rocket, and you have to see if you can launch the rocket for a start, and then you can try and orbit the Earth or go to another planet. You have these little dudes, but it's like really, it's kind of complicated. Like you need to it kind of like real orbits and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's really cool. I think maybe we should do a let's play in it, like the first one to the moon or something. It'd be
All right.
really fun.
Gus, how's your flight simulator going?
Fun.
Are you still flying?
Yeah, I'm still flying. Who was it? Some people were making fun of me on the PAX flight. They were
Oh,
telling
really?
me that I should launch the flight simulator on my laptop and bust out the joystick and fly the route we were on.
No, we were making fun of you. I think that'd be fun. Be like, what are you doing?
Tell the
I'm
people
controlling the
next to you
plane.
you're
Be like,
controlling
"Oh,
it."
what?"
I'm just taking this in.
Have you ever played it on your giant TV?
Yeah, I have.
Do you sit in front of the TV so it's like life size?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I think Flight Simulator 2, it supports multiple monitors, so you can get like
Yeah,
zoom
get the
around
side
you.
plane.
Because they
Right,
always
doesn't it?
gave you the
Yeah,
ability
yeah.
to look around in Flight Simulator. Like
Yeah.
you can even do the thing where you mount the thing on your head, and when you turn your head, it like does the thing.
So I've been
Wow, that was
I've been-
very specific.
I've been playing as well.
You have?
So wait, you mount the thing on your head. If you turn your head away from the monitor, your monitor changes.
No, I mean like I think it's to do with like height. Like if you're looking out and you want to like look at the ground through the plane, you can do that. Like lean up and you can
Really?
see over the front.
That just seems silly. to
It's
me.
kind of like
Gavin
no.
takes the plane into a dive.
It's,
Everyone
it's not
dies.
like it's not like full on. It's just like gives you the sort of 3D movement.
That would be helpful in the flight simulator. Like, there's a button to like go up and down
Yeah,
because
or if
like
you want to look
you
at
need
control,
to know
you
if
just,
you
you just do
controls.
that.
Yeah.
You just
So
look-
what he's doing is he's sitting up higher. I mean, it's this.
No, it just means you just have.
I mean, you just do
you
this,
have
like-
the cockpit. Yeah, you can just like glance.
Can you turn around and check on the passengers? Make sure they're okay.
I've been playing as well.
Have you?
Yeah,
The-
'cause I said I would give you my yoke, my flight
Yeah.
yoke that I have, and so I got it out and I thought, boy.
Someone sent me a link. I haven't downloaded it yet, but there's a mod for Flight Simulator X. It's called like Plane Simulator X or some shit, or Airline Simulator X, where it simulates passengers in your plane and you have to run a small airline.
Fuck
That's
that.
awesome.
And like they start screaming if you like fly too
Good.
crazy.
Good. That's what everyone would do. You know, the whole purpose of having passengers in Roller Coaster Tycoon is so you can wreck them and kill
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah, take off the track and let them go into a lake.
Yeah.
The most satisfying, I still say the most satisfying part of playing that flight simulator is turning on and off the fasten seatbelt sign. It's like, that's right, bitches. Fucking buckle up.
Sit your ass down.
Sit down.
Everyone behave back there.
Do they have a button for the oxygen masks that come down if you're in a very
They-
high pressure situation?
I don't think the pilots control that, do they?
Can they?
I think that's automatic.
Yeah.
I think you can probably override. I don't know. If there is a button, I haven't found it yet.
I know a guy who's on a plane where the mask came down.
Oh,
He
God.
said
Oh, really?
it was the loudest sound you've ever heard.
Really?
He said it's like 50 shotguns going
Yeah.
off.
Jesus.
Well,
But
a lot of safety stuff in vehicles is powered by explosions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an airbag is just it's an explosion. It just fills the airbag with air. Mm-hmm. And they don't even have like airbags have giant holes in the back because they would blow up. They would just explode if they weren't like What are you laughing at?
Some of my favorite videos online are when people pull airbags out of steering columns,
God.
and then they have somebody sit on them.
Oh yeah.
Such a dumb move.
It's like oh.
I saw one video where they put it in a couch, and they didn't tell the guy, and he goes and he sits on the couch like talking and posing with him, and then they take
So
a
you just
photo.
fly off the couch.
Oh my god, it looked so painful.
I think they said that it literally bruised his asshole.
Well, it is. It's like a bomb. You're sitting on a bomb. They deploy it at the speed of sound. Like an airbag will be out and fully inflated before your head has come off the headrest.
Yeah.
You could drive like 100 miles an hour and you'll still be like, whoop, done. Out.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that they would flip out and like hit you in the face as you're hitting them, so it'd be
Yeah.
like being punched by the car, but it's not.
That's why you're not supposed to put your feet on the like on the dashboard if you're a passenger.
Oh, I can imagine what
You,
that would
you
be
get
like.
a
Yeah.
leg in the face.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
yeah.
They'd like bend you in half.
Yeah, break you right in half.
Yeah, it's done.
And then
Yes.
with when you put kids in the front seat,
You're supposed to turn the airbag off, right?
they kind of turn off now. Like most cars these days, they just like detects the weight and then
Because
Yeah.
it flings the kid in the
So
other
I got a thing on my truck that's been bugging me, and this is really specific. But in my old truck, I could turn the car on, which in Texas in the summer can be really important.
Yeah.
And then I could lock the doors and shut the doors with the car running. I can't do that in my current car. It detects I'm not sitting in my seat, and it unlocks the doors again. I'm like, fucking truck, I know what I'm doing. Stop
There's
it.
probably some. If you check your user manual, there's probably some way to disable that.
Probably so.
Like I know there's like a way where you could disable like if you drive with your seatbelt off, it'll make that beeping noise.
Yes.
I know there are some ways you can turn that off.
Really?
Yeah, but it's
Don't
like
tell me that.
No,
It's like-
buckle up, Bernie,
Yeah.
for safety.
Gus just showed me the dude going flying off the couch.
I'm really, you know what? I gotta admit, I don't know why. I'm really crappy about putting my seatbelt on
You
before
are
I
pretty
get
bad
going.
about that.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I just
What?
like
How's it not just
don't
like
ask me
second
why
nature?
when I say I don't know why. I
Do
don't know.
it.
I
It's
don't
not.
know.
It's not like hard to adjust. You just force the habit and then you do it out of habit.
He is Mr. Safety in a car. He
Is he?
was complaining the other day. We were in a car and you were complaining about something.
He's
What
mad
was
that my
that?
He's probably
headrest is
complaining
gone.
about people in the back seat not buckling up. That's his big thing.
Yeah.
You do it. Strap in. I don't want to be killed by your dumb dead body as it comes
Do
colliding
you
into
buckle
my
up in a
head.
taxi?
Yeah.
I always
You do?
buckle up in a taxi.
Why wouldn't
you?
I do not trust a cab driver for shit.
What?
No.
You just don't put a seatbelt on a cab?
Well, a lot of times I don't.
Why? What's the
know.
difference between a cab and a regular car?
Nothing.
As Louis C.K. says, cabs are magic. Just forget it. Get in.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dave, have you guys been watching the new season of Louis?
I have not actually.
It's really interesting. A lot of people have dropped out this season. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
I watched the first 7 or 8 episodes, but I haven't watched the last couple.
It's been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely started slow.
I
Picked
love
up.
the stuff with his kids, man. And when he has his kids on the show, and they're not his kids, but you know. And then they had the weird thing this season where he's had these daughters the entire time.
The daughters are adorable.
Yeah,
I
these
love
two
them.
cute little, and this is relevant, two cute little white girls, and then all of a sudden, third season, they introduce his ex-wife, who's black, and he says, "I don't give a fuck. I just like the actress. Screw
Yeah.
you." You know, It's like-
That's funny.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they don't even address it or anything in the show. But I've seen an interview with him where he says that. He's like, yeah, mom's black. I thought she was a good actress. Whatever.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Now, have there been any really great episodes? Like, probably my favorite episode of last season was the Doug Benson episode. Like, it was like oddly like it was funny and it was oddly touching. You know, has there been anything like that at all?
If you want to get for touching, there was one where they go to a funeral. You know that one?
Oh, that's with Robin Williams in it, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I found who just won't stomach Robin
Something about the
Williams.
way
Yeah,
that-
I hated it. Like I turned it off when I first saw it was Robin Williams, but then
Yeah.
I went back and watched it. It was good. It was a good episode.
Robin Williams is.
I
what's
like
wrong
him
with him?
in his serious roles better, actually.
I like him better
He's-
older than when he's younger. I like
Yeah.
him much better now.
The way they shoot Louis is everything's so shallow, depth of field. Like you really sort of see people's faces. Like I was amazed at Robin Williams' eyes, like very like bright blue, but you don't really see that on film.
Someone's got to cry.
No, I like another look you're talking about. I
really-
really like that as well.
Like everything's so sharp because
Yep.
well, it's the illusion of sharpness because everything else is so blurred,
right.
and that's hard to do with like just people chatting. It's hard.
There was a shot in one of the episodes this season where I think he was gonna take a piano lesson, and everything was in focus as they were coming up, and then they sat down and came into frame and got in focus. And I thought that was really cool. And it's so weird for a show like Louis, too.
Yeah, for
you
a
know?
comedy show.
But did you like? There's one episode this season that's got Chloe Sevigny in it.
Okay.
Do you remember the episode where he has sex with a woman and she has to get spanked and then she freaks out?
Oh yeah.
It's like horrifying.
And then like no, I think you showed me a clip of that. And then like this season they come back and go to IKEA together or something.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That woman comes back, but there's a Chloe Sevigny one that's along that same lines of that, and that one's actually. It's half of the show is one story and half the show is another story.
Okay.
That was good. That was a pretty cool format for Louis, I
Yeah,
think.
that woman is fucking crazy. That episode, she's like, "Hey, if you come with me to IKEA and help me load furniture, I'll give you a blowjob." She's like, "I'll just help you." She's like, "No, I must." Just like, it's so weird.
And then she has a freak out in
Yeah.
IKEA. Speaking of, well, not anymore, but speaking of cool stuff in cars, what was with that car we had in LA where you could see your car from above? It was like there was a camera just hovering above
There's
the car.
an aerial view of
You
your
could,
car?
you could see the front and the sides and the back, but from the top down.
What?
That's awesome.
So I don't
What?
like. I drive a pickup truck. I don't really drive in a truck, but there's a weird thing when I rent cars. If it's like an extra $10 a day, I'll rent like this was an Infinity SUV that we rented.
Okay.
Nice
Because
car.
then you get to drive a bunch of different cars and figure, oh, like, this kind of car I like. So
No, you and me, we had a Charger one time, like a souped-up Charger. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
driving
I just-
around LA in that.
yeah.
Souped
So
up.
when we go out of town, I tend to rent ridiculous stuff. But this was an Infinity SUV, and you put it in reverse and you get the rear view camera. This had another camera that was over the car and would show you everything around the car. We have no idea where the
Did
camera
it have
is.
like a telescoping camera that like
No,
shot up?
yeah, what it was, I think, was a camera on the front, back, and sides pointed down,
And it would piece it together.
and then it would like merge all the images around a sort of model of the roof of the car. But it looked really good. Like, you would drive it, be like, were we looking at our own car from a? And I was like looking up, I was like,
Was that only when you were in reverse?
yeah, so when you
it's
go to
just the
parallel
parking.
park, it was
but you can
perfect.
see like the entire area around the car. Like it's impossible to back in
Crazy.
something with that.
That's pretty awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I love the way technology is
That's
going.
a lot nicer than the backup because I've accidentally almost hit like bicycles or something that's really short that you can't see in the backup. Because if you're in a truck, like my dad has a truck, and you see the truck bed, but you can't see past that. So if there's
Yep.
like little toys or something, I'll run over them.
Tiny children.
Try-
Yeah.
we don't count them. They
One
don't
of the
count.
guys I worked with backed into a fence because he was so used to his car's auto sensor for the back, and he had I guess he had maintenance on his car, so he had a different
Yes.
car, and he just went. He's like, oh, I was waiting for the beep.
I've backed into
My truck does have a rear view camera, and has made me, when I get in a car that doesn't have one, I'm just kind of reckless, honestly, now, without
Yeah.
it. I'm just like, yeah.
No, I actually upgraded my car. I had a CRV, a Honda CRV. My old one had a backup camera. My new one doesn't. And it took me a good probably 2 months to get used to not having it again.
So you got a-
actually turning around and looking behind me and
So
checking.
weird.
You got a
yeah.
shittier car then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got a new car that was shittier somehow.
Do you just make the backup noises with your mouth? Because I do that sometimes. I'll be like beep, beep. It's like I'm in my car.
Do you really?
Like,
Production truck.
I find I get so dependent on technology. Like my car has like that built-in GPS; it's always updating. And sometimes if I'm in traffic, I'll be like, "Oh, does this street like go around and does it connect down the way?" And I'll look over at the dashboard. If I'm in another car, I'm like, "Oh, traffic." I instinctively look at the
Yeah.
center console like for more information. Like, "Oh, no, there's nothing there."
And when you run into features on cars, like, why haven't we had this all along? There's one where I was driving, and it was in LA. I don't even remember what brand of car it was, what model, but the passenger side mirror on there, so when you're going to like change lanes to the right or the left, either way, but when you go to look at it, it would have the mirror, but then it also had a little yellow icon if there was another car next to you.
Oh, cool.
So there was no blind spot, in other words. There always was that little icon there, hey, there's a car right next to you.
That's really helpful.
Like anywhere at all.
I'm amazed cars
cool.
don't hit each other more changing lanes. Because you always look into the other lane and see if it's clear. But what if there's a car in the other lane and you both go into the middle lane?
Yeah.
The
happens a
person
lot.
behind, though, always has an advantage of seeing that happening and
Yeah.
then getting out of the way.
Yeah, but what if they're side by side on
That's
the
what
outer
I
lanes
get
and they
scared
both
of,
just
yeah.
go, I'm
I
going
wanna
for it.
go
Oh,
in.
jeez.
Usually I speed up a little
Yeah,
bit.
normally
like
I try to put some distance.
Yeah,
I
you
get
don't
scared.
drive very much, Gavin.
No,
that
I-
actually happens kind of frequently. Yeah, where you both jockey for position and you just figure it out.
yeah.
I mean,
Have you ever driven a car? Mm-hmm. And what was the situation that you drove a car?
I was taking driving lessons.
Did you pass?
I never did the test. I was about to take the test and then I came here to America
really?
to not this time, but like when we were doing relocated, I came over and I was like, I never took the test, and then I just never got around to it.
God.
Interesting. So you don't we were somewhere the other day, and I was going to throw you my keys. I said, just drive my truck home. I honestly wouldn't even have cared. But you were like, I didn't ask because I figured you just wouldn't do it.
Well, I don't have a license.
Who
I
cares?
can't get pulled over. I'll get deported.
Would you really? Would you get deported?
What, for driving without a license? Probably.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I get arrested, I'm gone.
No,
Wouldn't
only
you
if
get
it's
in
a
trouble
felony,
too
I
because the
think.
car's on your insurance?
What's the difference?
Well, if he gets pulled over or something.
Felony is a more
Yeah.
serious crime.
What's the
would-
one below
I would
felony?
Misdemeanor.
I don't know him. He stole my
I
car.
totally would do that.
He's not from here.
Stole it. What? No, I don't know this guy.
We should do something car related with immersion, maybe.
What's that?
Do something in immersion where I can drive a car.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, that would be
Or
fun.
terrifying?
Like you've never. Maybe we could do something where you've never driven a car. So, like, if we drive a car via remote or something like that, would you have an easier time?
Yeah.
Because your only experience driving is literally in
should
video
find
games.
a way to drive a car with an Xbox controller, and I bet I'd be the best at it.
Yeah, because you've never driven a car any other way.
Yeah.
That is bizarre.
I just want to. Hey, can we go to that F1 track, like or not the F1 track, the go kart track,
The K1?
K1 track,
K1 speed?
Let's
I
do
want to
that.
go there so bad.
Absolutely, man.
It's like 50-mile-an-hour go-karts.
That's awesome.
One of the most
Yeah.
amazing things about
Sounds great. Let's
to
do it,
me-
Gus.
Brady gave us a condescending look. I totally want
You guys are like a couple assholes.
I totally want to do it.
Okay,
You're
let's do
grown
it.
men. You're going to go kart. Hell yeah, dude.
What are you, my wife?
By
Jesus.
the way, somebody listen to this podcast going to write me about the high art of go karting. Fuck you in advance. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, wait, so
your
there's-
hobby
there-
is shitty.
It's like
I don't
ultimate.
give a shit about
There
it.
have been so many people like correcting us on stuff, like the F1 thing. Like I brought it up, like that dude. The dude got hit in the face with a guy named Massa, and he didn't die.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
back
Massa.
in it. Yeah. And so like I was like, okay,
He was still really hurt.
He's
Sorry,
very
but
much
like
alive.
people like pissed off. Like how could you not? Don't even talk about it if you don't know about it. It's like fuck you. Like come on, man.
It was a very
No, like,
traumatic
I mean,
incident. It
yeah.
was still
You're obviously-
scary.
I mean, I get told every single day about something I've said. I just don't care.
Actually, believe it or not, the audience defends you quite a bit.
They do.
They
They,
do.
they say that
Thank
Dumb
you.
idiots.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like
because
you guys are so mean to Gavin. It's like
it's because like some of the points I'm saying are right. But anyway, one of the most
some.
one of the most fun things about a
Some
Formula
is
One,
being generous.
one of the most fun things about a Formula One racetrack. I've filmed on a few of them,
Yeah.
and there's always a separate track for the crew. Which you go like under the track or over it in some places, but you can drive like you're on a racetrack. So like if we need a shot from this angle, it's like yeah, do that. Right now we need to get over there quickly. So it's like, and everyone drives like an absolute maniac because they're
Awesome.
kind of surrounded by a Formula One race, and also there's no cars on this other track. So it's like there's two tracks. It's one for the crew. It's pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're racing very fast cars
Yeah,
to get your next
you
shot.
Need to get the shot. So you haul ass.
You
Yeah,
race
it's fun.
other film crews.
But it's just something you never think about unless you actually you are there. It's like what's all these other roads
that's like
for?
the infield at like Daytona and stuff. Like, do you know anything about that?
What is that?
Oh yeah.
So the infield
Daytona
is
500.
you know the tracks are circular, right? Like they're big circle
NASCAR.
tracks, like NASCAR tracks, or
NASCAR.
even like horse racing, like
pretty
the
much just
Preakness or like the
A big left turn.
Yeah, so they have these big, like, things in the middle, which is kind of like these big open gaps.
Yeah.
They actually have like these crazy fucking parties at these racetracks.
Might
like,
as well make use of the space, right?
yeah, exactly. So like Daytona, they have like people bring up like RVs, and it's like just a crazy party the whole time. So there's like cars going around like, a couple 100 miles an hour around them, and they're just like getting trashed and stuff.
Has there ever been a wreck that like propels itself into the infield and like kills
Well,
a bunch
stuff,
of people?
I don't
stuff
know.
doesn't
I'm
crash
sure.
out. Stuff doesn't crash inwards in NASCAR. Does
I guess
because everyone's going
it's
around.
inertia pulls it out.
Yeah.
So you see the wheels go out.
It's
and-
probably the safest place to be in the whole place, just in the dead center.
That's funny.
But-
All right, well, I know
it-
I know you just grabbed power, but we got to start wrapping up. I'm giving you a little bit of warning now, so you can try to derail me for a bit.
That guy, what was the guy's name? Dale. What was the guy?
Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, I've seen the
or
clip.
Dale Earnhardt.
I've seen the clip of him, the crash that killed him.
Doesn't look impressive, right?
It's like, how did he die?
You
from
never
that?
know,
It,
man.
kind of like he just like slides and is pushed. It's like
No,
what
he hit the wall at a corner. Like he hit the
Right.
front right in like that, like
But it
jolted
seemed
him
like-
in a way that broke his neck.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
seems like
I think he broke his neck.
Well,
I
there's
don't know.
small
I could
shit
be
that
wrong.
happens that you don't
Sorry,
even
internet.
notice.
He's
Like-
still alive. How can you not know that?
He died on the last lap of his last race.
Is that what it was?
terrible. That is
Jeez.
awful. I only know who he is because of basketball.
It's crazy.
What? Basketball?
He was a cab driver in basketball.
Oh,
So
that's
I was, like,
right.
running over
Yeah, that's
animals
right.
on the way, and I was like, yeah.
They get the kid
I'm
out
not
of the
even
hospital.
embarrassed. Basketball is my favorite movie of
That's
all
a
time.
great
Shut
movie.
up, really?
I really like that
Team
movie.
America
I-
was better.
I like Jenny
but-
Murphy.
No, absolutely
No,
not.
no. Team
I
America is
love
great,
Team
but I think
America.
baseball's one.
Was like my first, I think, the first rude movie I ever saw, and it
God.
was just like stuck with me. I saw it when I was a teenager. It was just awesome.
That was
I
like
the film.
that was like Ernest Borgnine's like 100th movie or something.
I think
like
it was Robert Vaughn's 100th.
that's what
movie.
it was. Yeah, I knew it was someone.
And then I got to work with Robert Vaughn on Hustle, and I was like, "Ah, you're my favorite movie." He would be so insulted if I walked up to him and said, "My favorite thing you've ever been in, basketball."
Yeah,
so I
you were
didn't
so
say
awesome
I
in
didn't
it.
say I was a big fan of basketball.
Yeah, that was like Jenny McCarthy when she was still hot and less crazy.
Yeah.
And
Didn't have that diet thing going on.
yeah, and Victoria Silvstedt was in it. At one
It was
point.
just yeah. And then Trey Parker did the Cartman, and it was just good.
Oh, that's right.
He was in the last lap of the race, turn 3.
Jeez.
Him.
I thought it was his last race. I mean, technically it's his last race because he died.
They're
But
going
I
so
mean,
fast, even if you have a roll cage in your car, like any little small movement,
Well,
it's like
it's like we talked
intensified
about
by
the
a bazillion.
concussive force. Like there's that
well,
Yeah, just
force that if
it
it
ends
hits
the
you,
body.
it'll end you. Same thing with a crash at fast enough speed.
And I've talked to
Right.
a lot of medics where they will say the most lethal crashes are the ones where you just stop quick. You
Yeah.
don't have to roll. You can just be like, whoops, and then you're dead because the car stops moving and you keep moving.
Yeah.
But a car where you roll and like even sometimes get ejected, you're actually decelerating at a sensible speed. Even if you're rolling upside down, you're coming to a stop slowly. You're not just hitting a
The
wall.
scariest is the invisible fire that you can get.
Yeah,
That's
we talked
scary.
about that, yeah.
ethanol
Yes.
fuel. No, it's the same thing like with a bar fight. You just never know. Like a punch, you could like get someone on the ground and punch them in the face for 30 minutes, and They're mad at you. Somebody else, you punch them once, they fall down, and they're dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
hit their
know,
head in a
One
weird
hit
way.
from
Yeah.
Adam,
Or they,
you
like-
are out.
Or it'll start a clot and they'll die the next day. And it's like, you got punched in the face last night.
It literally just happened in Austin. Somebody just died because they got decked on 6th Street. And
Oh, yeah, the-
There's a special rule for that as well, where it's not murder, it's just like thin skull syndrome or whatever that thing is. There's like a
Thin
name
skull
for it.
syndrome.
There's a name for it. Like if you accidentally punch someone and kill them.
Is
You
that a
accidentally
legal
punched
defense? Your Honor, I did not murder him. It was thin skull syndrome.
I accidentally
it's
punched him
something
in
to
the
do with
face.
like a thin skull. It's not a syndrome.
I
but
was
it's
reaching
like
for my drink and my fist hit his head.
I think the term we have in the U.S. is manslaughter. It's like you cause the death of somebody.
But you directly.
But it wasn't premeditated. It was not
involuntary.
premeditated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
only murder if you plan it, is it?
I think they
guess.
just have to prove intent. I
Well,
think
it's like
is the big
driving
deal.
recklessly and killing someone if you're drunk driving or something. Like you didn't necessarily mean to kill
No,
them,
that
but
should be
because you're
murder.
involved, it's
Drunk driving
manslaughter.
is murder.
Yeah, it's vehicular manslaughter.
Did you guys hear about the rapper?
That's 10 kills in Halo, right?
It's one of these rappers you've never heard of in your life, but he tweeted about driving drunk and then killed him and 3 of his passengers like
What?
2 minutes later.
Oh,
Who?
Jesus.
He like was I'm drunk and going 140 on the freeway, whatever. YOLO, crash.
YOLO.
So he's drunk, driving, and tweeting, and
What
then
prick.
kills
Please say
everybody.
it was Chris
Yeah.
Brown. Please say it was Chris Brown.
He got an awesome neck tattoo, though.
Damn
I've
it.
seen it.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we're going to wrap up.
I gotta come to Gavin's defense here. There's
Davin?
the thin skull rule that is on here.
What?
Yeah, the thin skull rule is invoked in personal injury cases when a person was previously existing. Hold on 1 second. I'm loading it now. I was reading up the preview. But yeah, there's something called the thin skull rule.
Wow.
Do babies apply? They have thin skulls.
No, that's soft skull. That's soft skull. All right, we're wrapping up.
Okay, I'm gonna read this. Thin skull rule is invoked in personal injury cases when a person with a previously existing medical condition suffers an injury that results in greater harm to that person than if they had not had the pre-existing condition. Not exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But he did know about this thing. So,
Loopholes.
Gavin, I'm gonna start taking you at your word every time you talk.
It's because
No,
I know a
don't
guy
ever do
who,
that.
if he gets punched in the head, he will die, and I think that's why he he can't get in a fight of any sort.
Is he an asshole?
There's this guy that my brother knows. He was in a horrific car accident where someone was on drugs and driving, crashed it. I think killed everyone else except him, and he was in the hospital. And they were telling his parents, "Your son has a probably 3 or 4% chance of living. He will never walk again."
Whoa.
God.
And he survived, and he walked.
Wow.
Like he's okay.
Well,
but
Fucking
he's like,
liar doctors.
yeah. But it was like they're amazed. It's like some sort of medical miracle. But it's just amazing that the body can survive such.
Yes.
Just a couple of things I want to talk about. First
Okay.
of all, you said you were playing Steam games.
Yeah.
Did you play Black Mesa yet?
No, I have not played
Is
that
that a
yet.
mod or is that a
Maybe
game?
a mod.
What
So
is that?
Black Mesa is a community-built mod for Half-Life, which is they made Half-Life again, but in HD. But they also added additional content. I'm not far enough into it yet.
Yeah, I believe they recreated it with the Source engine, and I think there's new content, but I don't know for certain.
Like the guns didn't look anything like guns from Half-Life. They sounded and felt really different.
Have you played it?
No, I just watched videos from it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like it's Half-Life 1 in Half-Life 2 engine, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I did
Right.
pre-order Natural Selection 2 via Steam, though.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, it comes out in October.
You know, Borderlands 2 comes out this week. In fact, by the
Came
time
out yesterday.
by the time a lot of people are listening to this podcast, it will already be out. I'm pretty excited about that. Anybody want to do co-op with me through Borderlands 2?
I think we're gonna do a let's play in it for Borderlands 2, and
never
then
played it.
like because I haven't played any Borderlands at all, and I want my first experience to be
It looks
filmed.
pretty cool.
If anyone wants to do like a Let's Play series now, like once a week, where we're just like playing over a long period of time, I want to do that with Diablo, well, with hardcore. But if I'll do that, I mean, it's just fun 4-person co-op. I'll do it. I'll tell you right
Sounds
now.
good.
Yeah.
All right, hey, UT football kicked ass this weekend. Anyway,
did they?
move on. That's all the sports you're gonna get this week.
Yeah, you took
Cut that out.
All right.
No, so I gotta bring this up.
Alright, do it.
This is like one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life, and I don't know why it strikes me as so funny. You guys know William H. Macy?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's the guy from Fargo, and he was in Boogie Nights
Jurassic
too.
Park 3.
He was,
Hey, we're gonna forgive him for that one.
he, was
Okay?
he was in The Cooler, which was an awesome movie.
So apparently there's this widely circulated rumor about William H. Macy along the lines of like Richard Gere and the Gerbil,
Yeah.
or
Oh.
like other things like that.
Didn't know about that one,
What is
but
that?
okay.
He had a gerbil on his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that was somebody. I think.
Levy Winks.
Apparently Warren Beatty made up that rumor and circulated about Richard Gere.
That's awesome.
That's what I've always heard. That he was the guy who came up with that rumor and just
I'd
was
be very proud.
to
Wow.
fuck with
Yeah.
the guy.
That's like Major Nelson making out with E at his wedding. It was weird.
But William H. Macy is apparently a renowned boomerang collector, and he has a wide collection of boomerangs. And he has this like extensive like people all over the world like send him boomerangs and know about his boomerang collection. He doesn't like and people in the press will always ask him about his boomerang collection. He's like, I don't collect.
I think what it is that people send them to him and he can't throw them away. They just keep coming back to his windows.
He should own it. Be like, I caught this one myself. It's a 4-footer.
I wonder who started a rumor that William H. Macy loves boomerangs.
We should all sign one
funny,
and
awesome.
send it to him.
When people ask him
That must be so annoying. That must be so irritating. It's such a lame
like, I got another goddamn boomerang. Just like, so, they're in an interview with him. People must always go, so tell us about the boomerangs. He's like, fuck you.
I'm done. I'm out.
I hate boomerangs.
That's so awesome.
I've never got a boomerang to work, ever.
I can throw a boomerang.
Yeah?
Yeah, I totally
Can you get to the point where you just stand still and it comes back in your hand?
You gotta have a lot of room and you chuck the shit out of it. That's
Yeah.
the way it works.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and it works great. It comes right back
Is it
towards
like
you.
kind of like discus throw, but your hands turned
No,
over, so
you-
it's like
You
that?
go
It's like a
this.
tomahawk.
Oh,
No,
really?
yeah.
Like tomahawk it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
up and down.
I
Vertical.
tried to frisbee
Wing
it, I guess. Like,
Jack, you're good at throwing those golf disc things.
yeah, okay.
Frisbees. Have you ever thrown one of those aerobi ring ones as hard as you can?
I've not.
Because
I
those
have
things
one.
just keep going, man.
If we have one, there's
Yeah.
there's a field down the road that we can go to.
Just
That's
try
it's
not
a
to
good,
hit-
probably like 300 yards. I would love
just
to go.
don't hit a
Just
woman
throw
in a
it as far as I
wheelchair with
could.
it in the
oh,
face.
did you hit a woman in the
No, that
Buswanka.
happens in between us.
Do you remember when we went kite flying with my kids in Zilker? Because might have invited you
Yeah,
out
I
for
think you
that.
invited me. I didn't go to it though.
And we had Nairobi there, and the kids were so tired from throwing it, or whatever, that one of my kids had his kite, and it was way the hell up there. I was so happy, and he had this, and just so he wouldn't let go of it, I had this big spool. And sure enough, Teddy, my 7-year-old, who's a jackass, he lets it go, and he's like, I let it go. And so the spool, I'm watching the kite get away, and I'm watching the spool like bounce across the ground. I chased that thing full tilt sprint all the way across Zilker, and the way I got it is, I don't know how this happened. This is like one of those things you could never try in a million years if you were actually purposely trying to do it. Some guy was sitting there playing with his kids, and the spool goes by him, and it wrapped around his neck.
Holy crap!
It wrapped around his neck, and then the kite is still getting blown, so he's yanking his neck. If I hadn't been chasing it, it might have killed the guy.
Would that be manslaughter?
He was like,
Excuse me, sir. My kite's around your neck.
That's awesome. You're just sitting there and all of a sudden you're choking. You're being choked out.
I love the things that you have to apologise for because it's it's the thing to do, but you have no control over it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, sir, I didn't do it, but I'm really sorry that this is happening to you right now.
I almost hung you in front of your kids.
Awesome. All right, let's
Get some food.
Hey, where are
Let's
we going to
wrap
lunch? We should go to lunch somewhere today.
Food.
I want Jersey Mike's.
Rudy's.
Something,
Yum, yum.
something
The
quick.
sub sandwich, really?
Yeah.
Oh, the
one.
wraps are good.
That's good. All right, well, let's go.
All right.
Oh.